Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
That set boundaries about girl trips insecure and controlling, or she trying to control him.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask
how
why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good...
Are men that set boundaries about girl trips insecure and controlling, or she trying to control him.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good... Okay.
It is.
Well, why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said...
So you feel because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why?
I'm not saying because I'm a provider. I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. I'm saying because I'm him. It's more than just being a damn provider. It's more than just being a provider. All that your homegirls be going through, you don't go through none of that. You straight. You the envy of your homegirls. Like, ooh, he got a brother type. No, when a dude hold it down the way he's supposed to hold it down, and he say to you, nah, I don't want you doing that, you supposed to be like, okay. That's it.
Therapists explain in less than 4 minutes why modern women black struggle with taking accountability. And more than
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over.
Hit that like button and share this stream if you're not a beta male.
Would you tap another brother and say, I should have listened to her? God help me. Old saints, y'all forgive me, but I got to tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal, I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home and no other. There is no other, there is no one, no plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
I dey go bored without you. I just say bye, then I miss you. Wanna control what I do. She's such a beauty with issues. Baby, we can make it so simple right now, yeah. Something in your past must be weighing you down. So your attitude, they be bossy. Feeling like the past keep on pulling back. Baby, me no longer the old me. I'd do anything just to hold you. Maybe you too bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy. Girl, we go way back. Can't treat the love like a payback. Working on the trust, so I get that. Nothing come close to my baby. You've been through a lot, hate to see you down, yeah. Only thing that matter is we got now. So your attitude, they be bossy, eh? Feeling like the past, keep on pulling back. Baby, me no longer the old me, eh? I'd do anything just to hold you. Maybe you bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy. Maybe you too bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy.
My addiction, this beauty nothing compares. She put me under her spell, yeah.
hit that like button. Go ahead, do it now before I reach out into that screen and twist your hand like Aunt Esther. Hit the like button. Thank you.
Destroy.
Fall comes to us in its own time.
Fighters keepers, losers we.
Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads picking back up and young dolphins. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues, absent fathers who miss you, mama drama don't kiss you, all a part of the ritual, this is how they get you, separate the men, women clipping babies pretend to, damn, lovers, haters acting like vultures, if it ain't 7 it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7 it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7 it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. Listen.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in, guys. It is 43 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Shout out to my Charlotte Hornets, guys. Shout out to my Charlotte Hornets. We're going to have a good show today, guys. We're going to have a very good show on this snowy, blistering day. Guys, get your pens and paper ready, guys. We're going to have a very powerful show talking about how modern women use the term insecure and also the terms controlling to manipulate you and to sabotage your sovereignty as a male. We're going to look at all the dynamics from the past. We're going to do a look at the clips from the Angry Man and Akan Ali, because I saw this clip and I thought it was something very pressing. And I said I want to react to this because anytime men try to set any examples or set boundaries or set limits in modern day relationships, women use an ego defense mechanism called he's controlling and he's insecure. And so we're going to talk about the dynamics on the day, guys. So get your pens and paper ready. Hit the like button, share the stream, donate to the channel because it does take a lot of time to put these shows together. And we're going to have a powerful show, guys. Let's get into it. Hold tight. "44 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Bring it to you live once again from the greatest state in the Union, the Tar Heel State. Once again, guys, are men that have boundaries and standards insecure or controlling in a relationship? What say you? Bringing it to you live once again from the greatest state in the Union, the Tar Heel State, where the topography is serene, pristine, and verdant green, where every day is Father's Day, and where manhood is part of hills and valleys, victories and failures, and whereas men, we don't agree on all things or ideologies, but tonight we come together as allies of a common cause only to dissipate once the crisis is over. Now listen, I'm about to drop some fire for your mind. But before I drop that fire, let's explore why we are doing the Manhood Chronicles. All right, guys, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to have a very powerful show and very impactful show. And I'm going to give you guys some requisite steps in how to navigate in modern dating and relationships. I want you guys to hit the like button if you dealt with the modern woman in these days and times, and anytime you try to implement any standards or implement any boundaries, she retorts with shaming language like you're controlling or you're insecure. If you dealt with that, I want you to hit 1. In therapy, guys, there are 2 concepts called unconscious pathologies and also something called conscious pathologies. As a licensed therapist, those people that can regulate themselves internally, we call that internal locus of control. That's just a fancy way of saying I'm not going to let the outside environment impact how I move because I know how to control myself. That's called internal locus of control. But conversely, the opposite to that is something called external locus of control. And a person that have external locus of control lack the requisite coping mechanisms to control themselves because they are dysregulated, something we talked about on last night. But watch this. If you're a traditional black man looking for a traditional black woman in this day and age now, guys, it is extremely hard to find. Your chances of finding a traditional white woman or black woman to understand the assignment is rare. I'm not saying there are not beautiful black women out there that exist in the kaleidoscope called America. But something ominous has happened, guys, where the social contract has been violated. And Angry Man did a good job breaking this thing down. Some of the things that Angry Man talked about is consistent with some of the things that I'm talking about. But Angry Man is a better one than me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not paying all bills for women that are not wife-ready, virgins, no kids. Now, I don't knock no man, or I don't knock any man's standard. If that's the man's standard, that's his business. But I'm not paying for a price because the social contract has been violated. Now, one of the things that some women will say, well, men do it. Listen, men know women should be fornicating ideally, but we know they do it. And so if they do it, it is what it is. But see, here's the problem with modern women. Modern women think by default that they are similar to men or they're the same as men. And while men and women are equal in our humanity, we're not equal in our biology and our psychology. And that confluence of thought many times leads to thought distortions and also ego defense mechanisms. So anytime a man try to lead his woman or guide his woman, she'll say you're insecure or you're controlling me. Let me tell you, man, something. I see it all the time in couples therapy. Anytime a man tries to have any standards in his marriage, the woman say you're controlling. And, you know, it's sort of slow when women say you control them because I don't know if they align to themselves or they're being disingenuous or they're being willfully obtuse. But, ma'am, anywhere you go, you're going to be controlled. You're going to be controlled by your job. You're going to be controlled by the laws of the land. You're going to be controlled by nature. And so the highest honor that you should allow to control you is your husband. But see, guys, many of these women come into relationships broken from daddy issues. Some of these men don't know how to lead their women. They allow their wives to manipulate them, to distort reality, to keep them in a mental logjam, and hence they don't know how to lead. And I've always said that fundamentally, I think most men are husband ready as it relates to duty, but most men are not husband ready as it relates to feminine manipulation and being leaders. Because see, if you're the man of the house and you're the leader of the home, it ain't gonna be no partnership. But see, in this day and age now, they don't believe in traditional ideologies where the man is the leader, where the man it takes full accountability. But see, what's happening now is that men are taking full accountability. They're still paying all bills, but they're not getting virginal women. They're not getting women that are consistent with your grandparents and your grandmom and that latter generation. And sadly, some of these boomer women, you are the reason why some of these women have went astray. Some of the Gen X women too, not all, but some, because they told them to focus on education, and nothing wrong with education. I'm not against a woman being educated. She has every right to be educated, but guess what? Your pursuit of education while fulfilling traditional morals and values and standards has led to a crisis. And that crisis is going to continue to proliferate in the broader Americas. It's going to continue to proliferate in the broader Americas. By 2030, there's going to be a large percentage of women or a large contingent of women that are going to be single and childless. And so it's problematic, guys, on so many levels because you men are being manipulated in your marriages. I talk to rich men. I got a rich client. I mean, he's a superstar. I got working class clients. I got well-off clients, and they all deal with the same abnormalities. They're playing a shell game. You got to still be traditional while I remain modern. And let me tell you something, men. If a woman is your wife and she want to go on a girls trip with her single girlfriends, we're not saying every time she go on a girls trip that she's getting some pipe. but a lot of times they are. See, you got to understand, modern women, guys, the sexual revolution has destroyed a lot of women. And sometimes the women that settle with you, they didn't necessarily like you. You were just a safe guy. They were burnt out. They had all the fun they wanted to have. Now they settle for you. And you being a fool, you're not used to women. You're not used to women. You don't know what your worth is. And so therefore you settle for mediocrity. You settle for mediocrity because you're dealing with women like some of these simple women in my comments because they try to control you. And see, one of the reasons why, guys, you'll know that most modern women have lost their argument because they never debate what you're saying. They never try to have a coaching conversation based on rationality, but they always say it based on their ignorance. And I'm not the only one that said it. Like this idiotic woman, Stephanie Hollinger, this idiot. This feminine induced idiot, because she sounds like an idiot. But I'm not the only one that said it. Many therapists are saying. Shout out to Dr. Helen Smith, the author of Men on Strike, and also the author of His Side, because it's women like Stephanie Hollinger, that's a loser, by the way, probably single, probably don't have a husband, or she do have a husband, she leaves her husband. It's women like Stephanie Hollinger, guys. It's a reason why men are not getting married. They're not dealing with women with attitude, and they're getting traditional-minded women that understand their assignment. Because what's going on, guys, all this stuff going on is a culture of feminism. So what they're doing, they're using what's called reverse psychology. They're trying to use reverse psychology. See, what Stephanie Hollinger don't understand, you can't control me. If you're gonna call me a waste of time, I'm gonna call you an idiot. Look up the definition of what an idiot is, because an idiot is a person that cannot take reasonable accommodation, and they cannot take criticism. And so, anytime you have a retort outside of their pedagogical framework, they want to retort the name calling. Hey, look, I can do the same thing. I can be petty because I got time. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to stand firm on your masculinity, because there are a lot of men in these modern day relationships that are getting women that have been severely damaged. Once again, shout out to the good sisters that get it. Shout out to the good white women that get it. Shout out to the good women that get it in general. But all this cognitive distortions and these cognitive issues that these modern women have, guys, is causing you to have what's called a mental episode. And if you're in your house, if you're dealing with the typical modern woman, then once again, guys, you're wasting your time, because they don't come into a relationship wanting to be led by you. They come into the relationship because they want to control you. They still want the benefits of being a modern woman, while at the same time, they do what they want to do. And if you're a masculine man, you can't have no woman doing what she want to do. You just can't have that. Either you're going to be part of the program, or you can go. You can exit left, because I ain't got time to be arguing with no woman about what gender roles are. Either you're going to be a traditional woman, if that's what you believe in, or not. If you're not a traditional woman, get with some old weak man that wants you to be his partner, and you tell him how y'all both lead the relationship, and continue to have chaos. Because, see, I know what's going on in these relationships because I see it all the time. I hear men tell me their stories. But a lot of women now, anytime they hear a therapeutic framework from a masculine perspective, they're not used to it, because they're so used to being coddled. And because not only do they like what's called emotional regulation, most of them have what's called a damaged nervous system. And that damaged nervous system, guys, is from dealing with so many men. Not men's, but it's from dealing with so many men. Anytime a man try to lead them or guide them, they can't be led because their nervous system is dysregulated. They've been with not a lot of men, but men's. And anytime you try to lead her, it's always met with ill repute. So I'm going to tell you, good brothers, on today, to the good sisters that are listening, stand firm in your femininity. Don't let some of these women shame you outside of your femininity. You need to start fighting against the power. Don't let them shame you, because see, women like some of these idiotic women, you can't shame me. I'm 6'5", I'm highly educated, I'm not physically afraid of you, I'm an intellectual savant. You can't see me intellectually, and you sure can't see me physically. So if you get in my face, it's going to be some severe repercussions. So I'm not. You can't intimidate me with shaming language and all that goofy stuff. Because that is the alternate retort of modern women. He's insecure or he's controlling. Now understand that if you're in a relationship as a man, you have to have what's called healthy control in that relationship. I'm going to say it again. You have to have healthy control in that relationship. But see, women like the woman that said it was a waste of time. What you don't understand, Stephanie, there is a difference. You don't understand, Stephanie, the importance of what's called relationship symmetry. You don't get it, you don't understand it because you have arrested development. But in healthy relationships, Stephanie, men and women both benefit. But see, in modern relationships, women want to be 304s, have all the fun. They come to you tired and warm, body used up, ran through, and they want you to treat them like they're special and put a ring on their finger. And I'm telling you, good men that work hard, done the work, do not lower your standards when it comes down to good women. There are some good women out there, good black women that are waiting for good men. And you good women, you need to start speaking up and stop letting these hyenas shame you into silence. Because you can't shame me. Like I said, I'm not worried about you physically. Physically, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm 6'5", 6'6". Intellectually, you can't see me intellectually because many times when they want to argue with you, they don't argue with you from an intellectual perspective. They always argue with you through shame and insults. And so anytime a woman argues with you through shame and insults, you realize that you've already won the argument. Because many times it's a trauma response.
Yeah. Shut up, Kosher. Yeah. Shut up. Whoa. Shut up, Kosher. Ballin'. Take it back. Like it's game time. Game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin'. Like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. I put in work, couldn't wait for my bag coming. 3 whole years and these records keep running. Don't talk to me if you can't match the numbers. Ballin', like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin', like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. I put in work, couldn't wait for mine.
Well, you know what? Actually, let me apologize online. I think the person's name is Stefan. So, Stefan, I apologize, man. I didn't read your comment clearly. I do apologize to Stefan. I think it's a guy, and I do apologize to Stefan. And so, listen, Stefan. Actually, I'm not wrong. Men and women are equal in their humanity. Men and women are equal in their civility. But I stand to say, again, men and women are not equal in role and design in biology and psychology. So to the person, Stefan, I apologize. I didn't read your comment perfectly, and I apologize. I take ownership for that. So we're going to get deep into it, guys. Thank you to everyone that are tuning in. We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it. We're going to shame the devil on the night. And thank you guys for tuning in. I made a mistake on that. Stefan Hollinger. I apologize for that, brother. That was I was wrong. I apologize for that, brother. So let's get into it, guys. I'm gonna show you guys something. I don't know what this lady's name is. My grandparents, and yet I'm single without children because there are plenty of weak men out here. Well, I don't know about that, sweetie. Maybe you're the one this week. I don't know. Maybe you're the one this week, but you know, sweetie, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. I'm gonna show you this clip again. And shout out to the good sisters. Shout out to the good sisters that get it and also understand the assignment. Shout out to the good sisters.
Boundaries about girl trips, insecure and controlling, or she trying to control him.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask
How
why?
you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good. Okay.
It is.
Well, why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said.
So you feel because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why?
I'm not saying because I'm a provider. I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. I'm saying because I'm him.
I'm him.
It's more than just.
And let me tell you something. I like what Angry Man said. That's what you men got to start saying. You got to start saying, I'm him. I'm going to tell you something I learned about women is this. A woman's going to always test your gangster because that's part of a woman trying to make sure that you can protect her. It's in her nature to test you. But some of you weak men are still standing on business. You allow your women to control you. I hear men tell me all the time in couples therapy, The man said, can I have, I'm going to be intimate with my wife. He paying all bills. And the woman to tell the man, she says, the woman say, can you men imagine if you ask your wife for intimacy and your wife tell you that if you ask her for intimacy, that it's misogynistic? Imagine a world if you ask your wife for intimacy, guys, she called you misogynistic. And that's the problem fundamentally with a lot of relationships. Guys, if you got a comment you want me to read, hit the like button and also hit the super chat or a cash app and I'll read your comment. But that's the problem with a lot of relationships. Now, shout out to my man International, the spirit of indifference for the $5 cash app. Thank you, sir. But there are some diamonds in the rough that understand the assignment. And I'm going to show you guys why I believe and stand firm on what I'm saying, that men should never pay full price for modern women. Listen to me. Listen, if you get a good woman, do not use good women. Don't hurt good women. Don't lie to good women. Because when you use good women to hurt good women, you make them very dangerous. No different than women hurting good men. If you get a good woman, you treat that good woman right. If you're not going to be honest with her and serious about her and intentional as it relates to marriage, don't waste that woman's time. Don't you? And then women, don't give that man your body unless he's going to put a ring on your finger. Unless, especially if you're a virgin or a woman that got very low bodies and no kids. Because see, some women get mad when men say that the gold standard is a virgin woman. We're not saying that women that don't have kids that are not a virgin are not good women. There are some good women that made bad choices and they got a few bodies. They're not bad people. And sometimes she can make a better wife in theory than sometimes the virgin, because I'm going to prove my point. Just because a woman is a virgin does not mean that she's wife ready. You can have a woman that's a virgin, but she still can be liberally indoctrinated versus a woman that's not a virgin and she's not liberally indoctrinated. And so sometimes there are women that make bad choices, but sometimes they can make decent wives, especially if they got low bodies. But ideally, the gold standard is virgin, low bodies, no bodies, wife ready. That's the gold standard. The second tier is low bodies, wife ready, no kids, and not liberally indoctrinated. The third tier is she might have a kid or two, low bodies, and not indoctrinated. But after that, man, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot. And that's why I tell you, men, don't let a woman or a man try to shame you talking about pay all bills. Because I like what Angry Man said. I'm him. And Angry Man is very genuine in his kindness. But he's a better man than me. Because see, I grew up in a time where the gold standard was wife ready, virgin, no kids. My daddy got a virgin. My mama was mostly wife ready. And my mama won't ran through when she got married. That was just a standard back then. My grandma was the same way. And so I don't knock no man for having his own standards, but I'm not going to tell men to settle because see, modern women are not settling. And then you got men that'll tell you, well, you're going to pay all bills. No, you can pay all bills all you want to. She still won't cooperate. I got men right now that are paying all bills. I got a rich client that pay all bills. His woman is rich. But they still don't respect their men. They are still challenging the men because the gender roles have been skewed. The gender dynamics are skewed in the relationship. And she got a dysregulated nervous system. She got a lot of paranoid persecution that's not based in reality. Her paranoid persecution, once again, is predicated from a trauma response. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with her. It's called grandma trauma. It's called great-grandma trauma. She's living vicariously through her grandmama. I call it vicarious trauma by proxy. She ain't never had no man abuse her or hurt her or hit her or hurt her. But because she lacks the proper emotional regulation, she assails all men as being dangerous. And you just ain't got time, guys, to deal with women like that. You just don't. Especially if you're done the work or doing the work or making good choices. And so we're going to look at this clip, hit the like button, guys, share the stream. And once again, guys, we're going to get back into it on this blistering Saturday.
Being a damn provider. It's more than just being a provider. All that your homegirls be going through, you don't go through none of that. You straight. You the envy of your homegirls. Like, ooh, he got a brother type. No, when a dude hold it down the way he's supposed to hold it down, and he say to you, nah, I don't want you doing that, you supposed to be like, okay. That's it.
And that's a woman that got good emotional regulation. If you get with a woman and you say, nah, baby, you're not going on no girls trip, and she's okay, baby, I understand. You take see, what women don't understand is this. I tell my couples this all the time in therapy. Ladies, you got to get with a man that you can trust first. If you're coming into a relationship broken, with a anxious avoidant attachment or an avoidant attachment or an anxious attachment, your nervous system is messed up from all the trauma you've had and all the men you've been with, and you come into that relationship afraid and broken, you're not ready for marriage, ma'am. Because see, what you're going to do, you're not going to be able to be vulnerable with your husband. When you get into a relationship, you have to have a high level of vulnerability in order to build intimacy. You can't build intimacy if you're vulnerable, if you're not vulnerable. And so now your husband got to pay for the pain that Day caused you. Your husband got to pay for the pain that Man caused you. He's paying for all the bad things that other men did to you. Or you go to these liberally indoctrinated schools where they hearken on what's called intersectional politics, the Duluth model, and also intersectionist feminism through what's called the feminist theory lens. And as I said on last night, black men never had power to oppress black women at the macro level. We never conspired with white rich men that were oligarchs and elites to create policies to oppress black women, because black men were called boys, pre-antebellum, post-antebellum slavery, and black men and black women were mules. We were working together. Black men made less money than white men, and black women made less money than white women. But we had better families, we had better communities, and we were more God-fearing. But some ominous happened around the 1960s and during the free love movement. And black women were convinced that they were being oppressed by their men, even though there was no evidence. And so some of these bird-brained women want to talk about, oh, there's a patriarchy. Sweetie, you don't know what a pure patriarchy is. A true patriarchy is a patriarchy that's predicated in policy, law, governance, and jurisprudence. So there was never a pure patriarchy. Black men never had the power as other men. But yet black men get clumped in with the rich white oligarchs that had power, and you said that, and they said, well, they oppressed us. They didn't oppress you. You confused the traumas of your grandmother, or maybe because grandmama told you the granddaddy was an alcoholic or he was abusive, and yet you don't give granddaddy grace, not understanding that perhaps granddaddy actually was going through trauma himself. Because granddaddy was being called a boy. Granddaddy couldn't get a job like his white counterparts. Granddaddy wasn't given the proper tools or given the proper resources like his white predecessors were. And so sometimes grandfather, because he didn't know how to deal with his trauma, he would use maladaptive coping mechanisms. But see, we don't give granddaddy grace in his trauma. We talk about grandmama, and grandmama being the mule, and grandmama told me, girl, make your own money. But see, what some of these women don't understand, once again, shout out to the good sisters, 2030 is going to change the game. Elon Musk already said that he's going to start making robots. He's going to focus on making robots. And some of these soft skill jobs and human resources, some of you women are going to be singing that song by Patti LaBelle called On My Own. You're going to be lonely and single because you drunk the Kool-Aid. And all this DEI nonsense never benefited black men. It benefited white women first, white men, and then everybody else. But black folks, especially black women, always jumping on the bandwagon with these white liberals, allowing them to manipulate them, because many times they operate on their weaknesses, but also operate on their primal level. And the primal level of a woman that's not regulated is a woman that's tied into what's called solipsism, which means that nothing outside of herself exists. And women like that are not evolved women. From a clinical perspective, we call those women that have what's called repressed egos. She's either repressed where she's not aware that she's doing it, or she's regressive, meaning she's going back to the past. She never matured, and you're dealing with a woman that's broken. And you wonder why you in the relationship always walking on eggshells. I'm not walking on eggshells in no marriage. I wish I would walk on eggshells. I'm going to tell you what I want and what I expect. And if you can't do it, you can go. Or I can go. I'll go. I'll pack my bag. Well, actually, I ain't packing nothing. If I paid for a house and I built this house, I'll sell it and I'll give you a percentage of it. And you can go on with your life and I'll go on with my life, and I'll get with a woman that can honor me, respect me, and obey my leadership. Because watch this, if I get with a good woman, she's gonna be well taken care of, even though I've been married to my wife for 30 years. But I'm talking about hypotheticals if I was a single man. If I was a single man, the woman that becomes my woman, she's gonna follow my program. And if she can't follow the program, she can go. Because watch this, guys, to the black men that are listening, that are looking for good women, that are diamonds in the rough. If every black woman got married today, you still will have 2 million that'll be single and without covering. But then they want to flex and talk about, I got options. No, you don't, sweetie. You don't have options. Every year you get older, your beauty, which is your currency, is fading. That's why a lot of these women got to wear a bunch of makeup and concealer and eyeliner, because they understand that beauty is their highest commodity. So instead of cultivating your emotional femininity, you cultivate degrees, you cultivate making money, you cultivate going on girls' trips, because you're trying to flex on your husband and prove how tough you are. And some of you old, weak, old, goofy men, you allow it. I got a client right now that's going through a potential divorce. He's a good man, hard-working, highly educated man, make big money. And he didn't have no regulation on his woman going on girls' trips. And then he found out recently that she's cheating on, or had been cheating on him. Because when they've been going to Jamaica and some of these trips, they're getting the yardie man. That's what they're getting. They're getting the yardie man. Because women now are not like women yesterday. Women of the past were superior to women now. And that's why you got to stand on business as a man and demand what you want in a relationship. You have to stand on business. You have to stand on business as a man. So let me show you guys something. Because this is what women were like yesterday. Because I'm convinced, guys, that the social contract is not only broken, that many don't qualify for husbands. Hold tight. This is what you got yesterday, guys.
Hey, brother, would you tap another brother
Hold tight.
and say, I should have listened to her? God help me, old saints, y'all forgive me, but I gotta tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal, I'll forever.
Even Jamal Bryant said back in the day, these hoes ain't loyal. and he's a reprobate. He said these hoes ain't loyal. That's what Jamal, y'all don't believe me. This is what Jamal said. Jamal said these hoes ain't loyal.
Every brother, would you tap another brother and say, I should have listened to her? God help me, old saints, y'all forgive me, but I gotta tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal, I'll forever submit to.
Shout out to my man Justin Moore 4406, listening in Denver. It's cold out here. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Brother Justin Moore, thank you, sir, for your kindness. Thank you for your kindness, and also thank you for your time, guys. Y'all like what I'm doing? Hit the like button, guys, and share the like button. Hit the like button, guys, and share the stream, please. Shout out to Justin Moore. But see, y'all don't understand that the internet is undefeated. Jamal Bryant said back then that these hoes ain't loyal. And a lot of these modern women are not loyal. They're not loyal to you. They loyal to the game. And the sooner you men realize that, the quicker you're going to be walking into your identity and finding the woman of your purpose and the woman of your dreams and the woman that can get with your program.
Another brother say, I should have listened to her. God help me, old saints, y'all forgive me, but I gotta tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal, I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you.
How many of you men wish you had a woman like this woman? They say, I will forever submit to you. How many of you men wish you had a woman like this? How many of you men wish you had a woman like this? Hold on.
I'll forever.
Hold on, guys.
That is the only thing that we will do in our house.
If you can't, God, this woman right here is a woman you should be looking for in a relationship.
No plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage. Honor you, Miles. Honor you, Miles, as the head of our home, and no other. There is no other. There is no one. No plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman.
How many of you men looking for a Proverbs 31 woman? Because that kind of woman is rare. She's hard to find. How many of you men are looking for a Proverbs 31 woman? But imagine if we had women like this, guys, that there was a modicum of femininity and a modicum of grace. Imagine if we can find women like that. Yeah, I agree with you, family things, 9783. She's African women and Caribbean women, I feel, hit different. Yeah, they do hit different there. I agree with you 100%, family things with a Z. She got a Z on the end of it, like Andrew Caldwell said, women, men's. But I agree with you, sis. You're 100% correct. I've been married to my wife for 30 years, but if I was a single man again, I wouldn't marry these chicks, man. I wouldn't even look at them.
I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you.
How many of you men have been around women that say, I will be a submissive wife to you? Ladies, what you don't understand is this. If you get a righteous man, you submit to that man's leadership, that man ain't gonna have no other choice but to bless you. He ain't gonna have no other choice but to bless you. Righteous men love taking care of their women, guys, ladies.
Proverbs 31 woman. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
All right, so let me show you guys. Let me take that off, and let me add something. Hold tight. I'm going to add something for you guys, and I'm going to show you what caused this great deluge that we have now.
The national social contract of marriage was a clear trade agreement between men, women.
As I said before, guys, in the past, there was no woman better than the American black woman in the past, but the American black woman was compromised.
The national social contract of marriage was a clear trade agreement between men, women, families, and society. It wasn't built on feelings first. It was built on roles.
Did you hear what she said? It wasn't built on feelings. It was built on duty first. You know how many women in relationships now tell their man, I don't feel like giving you intimacy. I don't feel like doing my job as a wife. I don't feel like respecting you. Listen, man, if you're going to get married in this day and age, you got to get a woman that has emotional maturity, emotional regulation, and a woman that's grounded emotionally. If she's not emotionally mature or know how to regulate her emotions, don't waste your time marrying that woman, because it's going to be a living hell. If she's been with a lot of men, don't waste your time. You might say, how will you know? Well, you won't know. The only way you will know is that if you're going to be serious about it, make her take a lie detector test. Make her take a lie detector test. And if she ain't been ran through, then she'll take the lie detector test and won't think nothing of it. Because I get so sick of women saying that we're the same. We're not the same. Women are receivers, men are givers. And for masculine men that want to see a woman as being special, they don't want to have the thought of a bunch of men running through their woman. We're just wired like that. And don't let nobody shame you. Just like women are wired for men that can give provision and protection and security. Because once again, most women ain't going to take a man that's been with a man before. They ain't going to deal with Andrew Caldwell that said, the Lord forgave me and I don't like men no more. Not men. But they ain't going to take a man like Andrew Caldwell to say, I don't like men no more. Men's no more, but not men. They're not going to take no man like Andrew Caldwell. They want a man that's that ain't never been with men. They want a masculine man, because feminine women cannot, a feminine woman can't have the thought of another man messing with her man. That goes outside of her character. A woman don't want a man that says, I'm delivered with a T.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
You know, a woman don't want no man that's talking about, I don't like men's with a Z on the end. A woman want a man that's never had no pipe. And that's how men are too. Men don't like for their woman to be ran through. Now, imagine if a man said, if you don't like me because I've been with men's, you're insecure. No, that woman is not insecure. That woman is not insecure at all. That woman is not wired to have a thought of another man being with her man. And that's why men feel the same way. It's called the penetration principle. A man cannot have the thought of multiple men going inside his woman. And not only going inside his woman, putting his DNA inside of her. But then she got the nerve to talk about she want a man that treat her special and pay all the bills and take care of all her children. Not children, but children. That ain't going to happen. I'm telling men to raise the standards, you know, because a lot of these modern women guys are gone. It ain't no going back. It's over with, man. And you will be a fool to waste your time. Because a lot of these modern women like Janet Jackson, they want to be in control. Yeah, they want to be in control. They want to be in control of the relationship, guys. Hold tight.
Goals, survival, and stability. Think of it like this. Marriage used to be less about romance and more about function. Man's role yields provision and protection. The husband agreed to work and provide financially, protect his wife and children, represent the family.
And that was part of the social contract. But she violated the social contract. She violated the social contract. American women for the last 50 plus years have been violating the social contract. And that's why I tell you, man, stop letting people shame you into these traditional roles, because you're not giving women that are virgins. You're not getting women that don't have kids by other men. Stop, because they said, well, there were women back then that had a child. The single mother in the past that had a child was superior to the single mother now that got a child. Because the single mother back then was humble. She was a single mother, but she was a humble woman. And 9 times out of 10, she was a widow. But she wasn't a woman out here giving her body to a bunch of men. And so when that man came into the home, she respected that man. Being a stepfather was respectful about 60 years ago. But now it's not respectful. These heifers will tell you, you can't raise my child. You can't touch my child. But they want you to pay for somebody else's seed. They want you to take full ownership for somebody else's seed.
Publicly, carry responsibility for outcomes, lead decision-making. In return, he received sexual exclusivity.
Listen to what she just said. He received sexual exclusivity. What that basically meant is that she won't go on no girl trips, giving her bodies to multiple men. She was a virgin when he got her. She wasn't ran through. And when that man said, I wanted some cat, she didn't say my head hurt, or I'm tired, or I got to work in the morning. Because she understood that part of the social contract was that you're going to be the provider, the protector, take care of the bills, and put your life on the line for me and the kids. That's why men died off early, because we had the hardest job. But it meant that he had sexual exclusivity, not only in the marriage, but ideally she was a virgin or had low bodies when he got her. But you got chicks now that have been with 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 men, been with women too, but they said they want to be treated special. They singing that song talking about they want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Oh my goodness, man, this is crazy, man.
Children within marriage, respect, and cooperation. A stable household. Woman's role, ills, nurture, and order. The wife agreed to manage the home, raise the children, support her husband emotionally, maintain sexual fidelity, preserve family reputation. In return, she received financial security, protection, social status, long-term commitment, a father for her children. Society rewarded marriage with honor, stability, legal protection, clear expectations, and punished breaking it with shame, exile, loss of trust, economic hardship. Marriage wasn't private. It was public and enforced. Society rewarded marriage with honor, stability, legal protection, clear expectations, and punished, breaking it with shame.
It was shame back in the past, guys. There was shame. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, guys, hit the like button, share the stream, and also show some love, guys, by donating to the channel. But there was shame in the past. There's no shame anymore. Women don't have shame like their grandmothers and their great-grandmothers because our women have been compromised. Listen, I'm not saying this to be biased. I believe, well, actually I am being biased. I believe there was no other woman greater than the American black woman in the past. There was no woman, in my opinion, that was greater than the American black woman. There were some good white women back then too, but I don't think they compare to the American black woman. The American black woman was more God-fearing. Black women weren't doing what white women were doing, especially when it came down to the 60s. Back in the 60s, black women were very conservative. But black women lost their place. They lost their place. And many are going to be singing that song by Patti LaBelle. They're going to be singing that song by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. They're going to be singing that song by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Talking about the whole world laughing at me. Still true. They're going to be singing that song by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Exile, loss of trust, economic hardship. Marriage wasn't private. It was public and enforced. In traditional marriage, duty came first. Love often...
Look what she said. In traditional marriages, duty came first. There was a responsibility to honor and respect your husband. Duty came first, not love. It was duty first. It was duty first. Duty came first, not love. It was about the mission. When women got married years ago, it was about the mission of the relationship. It wasn't about her feelings. It was about the mission. And I'm trying to teach men to get with women to understand the mission. Because let me tell you something, ladies, there might be a time in your marriage where it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. You might be tired. And your husband might say, listen, babe, I know you got to go up. You got to go to work in the morning. But listen, I want some. You know, your husband might turn to Fleece Johnson in the middle of the night. Your husband might have turn to Fleece Johnson. And he might tell you that he see you and he wants you. Now, hopefully he don't say you could do it the easy way or the hard way. but your husband might turn to Fleece Johnson in the middle of the night.
You to say so. I'm not no shame in my game. This is nothing that I'm ashamed to admit. I am what I am. I'm a warrior too, you know, so let that be known. I'm a warrior.
He's a warrior. That's right. Duty came first, Hashim Shabazz. Exactly. You know, duty came first. It wasn't about how you felt. And let me tell you something, ladies. If you get a righteous man, I'm not talking about no dusty man like Day and Man and one of these guys talking about, oh, my mama. I'm not talking about one of those men. But if you get a righteous man that understands the assignment, if you take care of that man's sexual needs and physical needs, men are incentivized to bless their women. Women that take care of their men, if they are righteous men, they are incentivized to take care of their woman. But if you're going to dust a man like Day and Man talking about on my mama, they're not going to take care of you. They're going to use you and abuse you.
Yeah, put chain on the balls on my mom. Maybe kill some on my mom. Bro, they back me look like that's on my monkey. That's on my monkey. That's on my.
Yeah, you got a guy like Day and Man talking about on my mama. Yeah, they're gonna cause a lot of problems, guys. But once again, do me a favor, guys, hit the like button, donate to the channel, please. Let's get back into it.
Through later, marriage was about children, survival, lineage, community. Today, love comes first. Duty is optional. Exit is normalized. That's a massive shift. The contract worked because roles were clear, expectations were shared. Men had authority and responsibility.
Listen, men had authority in their home. Did y'all know that women back in the past, before a man gave her his last name in that ring, the vow said honor and obey. Women that don't want to honor their husband, they don't want to obey him either. They say that's misogyny. If a man try to lead his wife and tell her to obey his leadership, she call it misogyny. So men go in marriages nervous and afraid and scared to confront their woman because they scared they're going to get some cat. And once you say I do, now she got all the power. But that would never happen to me. I will settle down. So let me tell you something. This is what's going to happen. You can close your legs if you want to for a while. And I ain't going to tell you what the consequence is going to be, but there's going to be a severe consequence. Because if you're married, you have a responsibility to take care of your husband, just like he has a responsibility to take care of you. But I got women, guys, women and men, in couples therapy sometimes that say, I had a woman tell me one time, she was a doctor, she said she don't have to give her husband her body. It's her choice. You got women that want traditional benefits going into marriages, telling their husband that's her choice not to give him some cat. And so when that air conditioner is broke, that man got a right to say, that's my choice. I'm not getting it fixed. When things need to be fixed, that man got a right to say, that's my choice. I'm not doing it, man. Man, you got to play the same game they're playing. Because it's a shell game. It's a shell game. They're trying to hustle you. They're trying to manipulate you. And you're being in that relationship, guys, chasing your tail. Because you're dealing with a woman that lacks emotional regulation. She don't want to follow leadership. She thinks that y'all are equal because she wants a partner, not a husband, but a partner. And you know, they say it with emphasis, guys. They don't say a partner. They say partner. I'm going to partner. They got to add emphasis to it. Partner, my partner. I want my partner. He's my partner. He's my person, my partner. And you can tell the ones that are liberal indoctrinated, they don't say, I have a doctorate degree. I have my doctorate. They say, I have my doctorate, like they're in the drum line, my doctorate, my master's, my bachelor's. They add emphasis to it, doctorate. I have my doctorate, my master's, and my bachelor's. Well, ma'am, I have my master's and my bachelor's. I don't have my doctorate yet, but I could get my doctorate. And that's what they do. Because they trying to flex on you, man. They trying to flex. They trying to flex. And I'm gonna tell you guys what the sexual revolution did to a lot of women in a minute. Hold tight. Hold tight.
Women had protection and limits. Children had stability. It reduced chaos.
And you got a bunch of kids now growing up in homes and growing up in situations where there's a lot of chaos. When my mom died last year, bless her heart, and I think about my mom every now and then. But I strongly believe that my mom is in the presence of God right now. I don't think I got a strong belief. Actually, I know if my mama didn't make heaven home, then I would be shocked and disappointed. But I strongly believe that my mom is in the presence of God. But when my mom died, my daddy was there. My 82-year-old dad was there with my mom when she had a massive heart attack. And her kids were around her the day prior because we still believe in traditional family. We weren't perfect. We haven't been perfect, but we still believed in family. And let me tell you something, the most important thing in the world is not how much money you make, it's family. Family is the most important thing, and also community. And some of you good women, y'all have been deceived. Some of you women were deceived. You were hoodwinked. You were tricked by liberalism and liberal indoctrination. You gave your virtue and your woman power away, which was your body, to unworthy men. And now you get triggered when you ask you about the body count. And like I said, this is what white liberalism did to black women. Black women weren't like that. There was a time back in the 90s, there were certain things that black women just didn't do. And this is not to denigrate white women. It's not. Because I'm not saying all white women did it. But black women were a lot more conservative. But now I think black women are worse. A lot of black women now are worse than white women now, in my opinion. A lot of them are. And black women are suffering the most because once again, when white America get a cold, black America get the flu. It happens every time. Because we've always been the underclass. But we were beginning to come up. Black folks were on the rise around the early 60s. We were on the rise. We were doing good. But it was all by design to suppress and to destroy the unity and the momentum the black folks had built. We had Jet magazines, we had Ebony magazines, we had Essence magazines. Jet magazines inspired me to go back. Well, I was going to go to school anyway, but it made me even more ambitious. Because my homeboy, he went to Elizabeth City State. I went to North Carolina Central. That was the schools I wanted to go to. I didn't go after high school, but I went eventually. I got my undergrad from Pitt Community College. I got my master's from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, an Ivy League adjacent school. Everything I touched, I did it, and my dreams came true, guys, because I worked hard. I worked hard because I knew it was hard work that was going to get me to the next level. But you think if I was a single man, I would tolerate the mess that men are tolerating there in marriages? No, that would never happen. I'm not going to argue with no woman. I'm going to tell you what I need you to do. You can either do it or you don't have to do it, but there's going to be a consequence. Some of you men need to stop rewarding bad behavior. Stop giving her your attention. Stop giving her your resources. Stop giving her your time. Because I'm convinced that modern women want to reduce you to being their rat. They want your resources. They want your attention. They want your time. They want security. And they only want to give you sex they gave to other men for free. And so what are you getting? Nothing. And they get mad at me for telling the truth. But, y'all know me. Y'all know I don't care. Y'all know Kosher don't care.
The modern contract looks like this. Old contract. Provision plus protection. Loyalty plus domestic support. New contract. Love.
Now look at the new contract. The new contract puts love first. But when you go to that divorce court, she ain't talking about no love. When you go to the divorce court, she ain't talking about love. She's talking about the diversion of assets. She wants you to give her half of your pension. She want alimony and she want child support. Once again, when a woman can regulate her emotions and she's God-fearing for the greater cause of the relationship, that's the kind of woman you want, like this sister that was married to the man called Miles. You want a woman that's striving to be a Proverbs 31 woman, not this trash that men have to deal with now.
Plus freedom, plus self-expression. Love, plus freedom, plus self-expression, which creates problems. Because roles are unclear. Expectations are unspoken. Accountability.
That's why they say partner now. Because partner came out of liberalism and partner was predicated in egalitarian relationships. It came from the alphabet mafia. But when they say partner, it basically means that, he's the leader and I'm the leader. We both lead. And you can't have no relationship where two people are leading, because most women are not going to lead based on logic. They're going to lead based on how they feel. Most, not all, but most. And I'm not going to be in a relationship. I don't care how much money you make. There was an African billionaire. She's an oil tycoon, but she understands the assignment. She understands just because she's a billionaire, she still is a wife of a husband. And her money does not supersede her responsibility and her duty as a wife. That's why you men got to start demanding more. You got to start demanding more in relationships.
Is negotiable. Exit is easy, so people fight about money, leadership, submission, chores, respect, independence. What do I owe you? The real tension today, modern relationships want traditional benefits, security, commitment, loyalty, without traditional duties.
How many men deal with women that want tradition without traditional duties? I call it taxation without representation and the suppression of the American male. It's wholly taxation without representation and the suppression of the American male. She's trying to tax you to death, but yet she's not giving you what you want as a man. Because the social contract, guys, has been broken. She's already given her body to multiple men. She's not wife ready. She got children by other men. That's why you can't be paying all no bills. I'm not paying all bills. And I definitely won't pay all bills for a woman my age. I'm not paying all your bills, sweetie. You're not going to stack your money while I pay all bills. I could pay all bills, but I'm not going to pay all bills. I make well over 6 figures. I made some good money last year as a therapist, but I'm not paying all your bills. I'm not paying all your bills. Because see, modern women try to tell you what the program is instead of being part of the program. Women years ago understood that they had to be part of the program, and their grandmothers and their mothers taught them how to be part of that man's program. But women now are not teaching women how to be part of the man's program. Women now are teaching them to go out there and have fun and give their body away to multiple men, and then after they get ran through, to come back and say, I want a good man and treat me like a queen and treat me like I'm special and put a white dress on me. But white dresses symbolize purity. That's what a white dress symbolizes. I'm going to keep it kosher. I'm going to keep it kosher. A white dress symbolized that she was pure, that she wasn't touched, and that the covenant hadn't been broken. And so when that woman would have red stains on the sheets or whatever, it was a sign that she was in covenant with you, not that she had broken covenant. But y'all marrying women that had already broke covenant. That's why when people talk about, oh, he committed adultery. Well, ma'am, you cheated on your husband. They say, well, how can I cheat? I didn't know him then. You didn't have to know him then. That's why it's called your future husband, dummy. That's why it's called your future husband. Your body was supposed to be kept for your future husband. That's why it's called fornication, because you don't know who your future husband is. But they'll try to shame you and say, oh, I didn't know you then. That's in the past. Ma'am, I don't care if it is in the past. Some women say, well, I did it because I was looking for love. It don't matter. The world don't owe you no excuse. If a man go out here and making bad choices, the world is not going to feel sorry for him. You think a woman going to feel sorry for a man that went out here and made bad choices his whole life? He did 25 years in prison, and he said, listen, I'm a changed man. God forgave me. That woman going to say, I'm glad God forgave you, but I'm not going to marry you. Now, that might be some women that marry me who's good looking and got green eyes. You know, he's good looking. But the average man is not going to get any pity from a woman if he made bad choices. He was a jailbird, and he can't take care of her in the future family. She's not going to give him no grace. Hell, most women are not giving average men grace anymore.
Sacrifice, hierarchy, restraint. That's why you hear, I want a husband, but don't want to submit. I want a wife, but don't want to provide. The contract is broken. Before, sex.
Now the social contract was broken, guys. Let me show y'all something. Y'all gonna laugh at this. Because they get triggered. I mean, they get real triggered. She gonna get real triggered, guys, when you ask her about this. Y'all gonna laugh at this. Hold on. Because she gonna get real triggered.
She is afraid.
Babe, be honest.
Yeah, this is the reason why she's afraid, guys. Shout out to my man Don that gave me this. But this is the reason why she's afraid. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Does body count matter? Does body count matter when it comes down to getting a traditional woman? Because they get triggered. Becky got real triggered when Brad asked her about Brad didn't even ask her about the body count. Becky asked Brad about his body count, but watch her get triggered, guys. Watch Becky get triggered. Hold on.
Here's why she is afraid.
Babe, be honest. How many women have you been with before me? What's your number?
5. 2 serious relationships, 3 casual dates. What about you? What is your number?
Why does that matter?
So why does it matter?
Is the past.
She gonna say the past, the past. That's what they all say. The past is the past. That's an ego defense mechanism, guys, by the way, called scapegoating. That's an ego defense mechanism called rationalization. She's trying to rationalize her past based on her bad choices. Because see, her ego doesn't feel good. She don't feel good that she gave her body to so many men. And listen, let me be real clear. I'm not saying that God can't give a woman grace. I'm not saying that a woman can't make bad choices and God can't give her grace. But what you don't understand is this. Even though God can give you grace, you're going to reap what you sow. And if you get with a man that has high standards and high values, he make good choices, that man going to ask you about your past. And if you're a woman of honor, you're going to tell him the truth with the understanding that he might not put a ring on your finger. But most of you have us lie about it. And then you lie about it and say, well, it's in my past. No, sweetie, you lied. And if that man decided to leave you or get him some cat outside, you can't get mad because you lied. It's one thing if you told him the truth and he accepted you. Because if you told that man the truth and he accepted you for who you are, then that man can't hold that over your head because you didn't lie to him. But when you lie to that man and you know you lied and that man was honorable and honest to you, you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
Stop being
so insecure. It's different for guys. You shouldn't.
You hear what she said? Insecure. That's shaming language. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Anytime a man has standards, women use witchcraft and say you're controlling or you're insecure. That's a woman that has a dysregulated nervous system. Her nervous system is wrecked from all them penises she had. All them men's she been with. She can't submit to you because she submitted to so many other men. Women that been with a lot of men have a hard time submitting to their husband, man. Because her nervous system is dysregulated. And they'll say, but Jesus forgave me. Well, ma'am, I ain't got nothing to do with what Jesus did with you. That's between you and Jesus. I'm not Jesus, though. Because I've always said your soul might be saved, but your box is a sinner. Your box need to be born again. Your soul been born again, but your box is still standing in the need of prayer. Your box needs to be born again. And listen, if y'all don't believe me, that box needs to be born again. Some of y'all think I'm lying, man. If y'all don't believe that box needs to be born again, y'all need to ask Corey Holcomb. Because even Corey Holcomb realized that box needs to be born again. Y'all hold tight. Let's see if I can find it. Cause if y'all don't believe what I'm saying, ask Corey Holcomb. Hold on.
Nigga ass, loser ass nigga.
Your video with comments about
He's a
loser.
female.
Just to let you niggas know, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need you.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings, and most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
And most importantly, we need you.
You can't.
If you a that's for the streets.
You can't delete the ski. You can't delete the ski.
I know a who used to suck dick every month of night.
You can't
delete your.
You can't delete it. You know, it's done. And that's why Becky got mad at Brad, because Becky knows she can't delete the ski. Because the greatest gift that you can give your husband is your chastity. That's the greatest gift that you can give a man. It's when you come into a marriage, that's the gift you're supposed to give to your husband. And the gift that he gives to you is his life, his provision, his protection, and his love. But you've given it away. You gave it away to Day Day. You gave it away to Brad. You gave it away to Man. You gave it away to Raekwon. You gave it away to Dexter. But yet you want that man to pay full price? What is he paying full price for? I mean, what is he getting in return? Nothing.
Ask a woman that question.
So, you want my history, but yours is a secret?
Huh?
Sarah, when I buy a used car, I ask for the Carfax. I need to know the mileage and the accidents. I don't buy a car blindly, and I definitely don't marry blindly.
Did you just compare me to a used car? I am a human being. My past makes me who I am. If you loved me, you wouldn't care about my history.
You are applying for the position of wife. Wow. In the real world, no CEO hires an employee without checking the resume. If you hide your resume, it's usually because you're unqualified for the job.
You are a misogynist. You verify everything. Where is the trust?
And God, that's the only word they got is misogynist. You're insecure and you're controlling. And Brad is right. When you listen, if a person's going to hire you for a job, they want to know what your past is. When you go to the doctor for your health, he said, "What is your physical health?" When you go to the school to get into graduate school, what is your academic past? What is your academic past? What is your social past? Everybody needs to know the past so that they can make a determination whether or not that y'all can have a relationship. Now, if you tell that man the truth, he'll accept your past, and that's fine. Only thing I'm saying is that you have to tell that man the truth and let him see if he can accept the relationship. But a lot of women come into relationships lying. Some of you men think y'all got wholesome wives. She ain't wholesome. Some of you men would be surprised. You think you got something special. Some of you men singing that song about the stylistics talking about betcha by golly wow, you're the only one, you're the only one I've been waiting for forever. You will be surprised. I don't mean that a woman can't get redemption. I'm not saying she can't get redemption. But some of these women got a torrid past and they're coming to the relationship making these demands. So fornication is pre-cheating. Adultery is post-cheating. A lot of women pre-cheated before they got married. And so did a lot of men. And a lot of women are still post-cheating after they've been married, and so have men done the same thing. Men and women both have done it. But we make the assumption that men are the only ones that have done it. No, these women are just as bad. Women cheat just as much as men or more. They're just more sneaky with it.
Trust is earned. Data is verified.
So one of the biggest issues, guys, with this whole body count situation, the body count thing is that women don't primarily understand male psychology. Men by nature are wired to conquer. Men by nature are wired to protect the things that they love. And the whole issue with the sexual revolution is that the sexual revolution told women that they can live like men, act like men, and assume that all men are sleeping around with multiple women. But that's not the case. And when that happens a lot of times, women have what's called a cognitive break because they understand at a very visceral level that their behavior is bad, but they don't want to deal with the consequences. This is another keeping it raw with kosher moment. And where truth is stranger than fiction. Yes, sir. It's another keeping it with kosher moment where truth is stranger than fiction. That's my new slogan there, guys. Keeping it with kosher moment where truth is stranger than fiction. And these modern times, truth is, guys, stranger than fiction.
Pregnancy, it's responsibility. Men, it's providers. After. Sex, it's recreation.
And it destroyed black women. Listen, black women were the truth back in the day. I'm not, black women were different, man. Black women were different. They were different back in the day, guys. They were better women back in the day. They were wholesome. They were able, you could lead them better. They understood the assignment. They took care of their kids. And they were just better women. But I feel so sorry for men now in these modern times trying to get a good wife, man. It's hard on brothers now trying to find a good woman. It's hard. It's real hard. And if you're a single man coming to relationships now, guys, no game, you're going to be greatly deceived. Because a lot of these chicks got game. They got a lot of game. They got a lot of game. If you don't understand game, some of these women are going to run circles around y'all. Because some of you men haven't had a lot of experience. And that's why getting married in this day and time now without experience is dangerous, guys. It's very dangerous.
Pregnancy, your choice. Men, optional. This shift meant women bore more emotional and reproductive risk. Men could leave without shame. Marriage became delayed or avoided.
And let me tell you something. When women gave their superpower away, which was their femininity in their bodies, to the men that were players, it was the greatest thing in the world because now guys said, I ain't got to commit. I can get that box for free and I ain't got to put a ring on her finger. Because women traded their box for marriage back in the past. That was the greatest asset that a woman had was her body, her femininity, and her ability to control her emotions. Shout out to my man Ray Johnson for that $10 super chat. As he is the #1 sponsor. Shout out to Ray Johnson. Shout out to the other brother that gave. Hold tight for a minute. Let me see. Guys, do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. Let me see. There was somebody that gave a $5 super chat. Let me read that. I don't know who it was. To the brother, here we go. I think it was Justin Moore. That gave that $5. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Share the stream and donate if you like what I'm doing. Hold tight.
Single motherhood rose sharply. This affected black women first and hardest, then white women later.
Yeah, black women were powerful. Shout out to Bashir. She said the first thing my husband noted in his kutubah is that I was to submit to him. No problem. Yes, ma'am. You're right. Cosmic Pisces. Yeah, I hear you, but you're wrong, dear. I agree with family things. Listen, righteous women, Cosmic Pisces, gonna give a man honor regardless. It ain't got nothing to do with what he does. It just see, if a man is a jackass, Cosmic Pisces, you can still be a feminine woman and treat him with grace and kindness and honor his masculinity. But you don't have to be in no communication with them. You don't have to be in a relationship with them. You just can keep it moving. See, showing people kindness is a form of honor. Saying hi to people, saying hello, calling a man sir is a form of honor. But you don't have to have a relationship with that person. So I do agree with family things. Family things and whangs. Shout out to family things and whangs. Yes, you're right. What's your name, dear? Mia D. Bruce. Oh no, sweet. I don't have no white wife. My wife is black. Not that it should matter. I mean, if I fell in love with a white woman, I fall in love with a white woman. But no, my wife is a black woman, Mia. She's black, and I got black kids. But I don't think it mattered. If a white woman showed me love, I would marry a white woman because God don't care. God don't see color. Whoever treat me right, that's who I'm gonna treat right. My man said he always read Jet magazine. So anyway, we're gonna get into it, guys. This is the second half of the show. We're gonna get deep into it because I know you guys came for the sauce, and I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. If y'all ready for the sauce, hit one. Hit one if y'all ready for the sauce, guys. Hit one if you're ready for the sauce. And also, guys, hit that like button. Hit the like button. And hit one, guys, if y'all ready for the sauce. If y'all ready for the sauce, hit the like button and say sauce. Because I'm about to give y'all the sauce. But I need y'all to show some love and support the stream, man. I'm a bishop. I'm Bishop Kosher because these love offerings are real low. Y'all got to show Bishop Kosher some love, man. Because I'm about to give y'all some fire for your mind. If y'all ready for some fire for your mind, hit one. Hit one if you're ready for some fire for your mind. Y'all hit one if y'all ready for some fire for your mind. Because I'm going to give y'all some fire for your mind. Hit one if y'all ready for some fire for your mind. Yes, sir. I'm going to give y'all... I'm gonna give y'all some fire for y'all mind, man. Y'all hit one. Cause Bishop Kosher gonna give you some fire for your mind. All right. But I need y'all to hit one. Cause I'm about to give y'all that kosher sauce. Keeping it raw with kosher. But I need y'all to support the stream. Y'all support the stream and show some love, man. Cause it take a lot of time putting this stuff together, man. But anyway, I'm about to give y'all some fire for y'all mind. I'm about to give y'all some of that kosher sauce. Hold on. I got to get out of this screen. Hold tight, guys. I'm about to give y'all some fire for your mind. Hold on. All right. All right. So let's get this clip real quick, and then we're going to get back into it, guys. We're going to get back into it.
Brother, would you tap another brother and say, I should have listened to her? God help me. Old saints, y'all forgive me, but I got to tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal.
I'll forever submit to you. I will forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home and no other. There is no other, there is no one No plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
All right, guys, hold tight. Shout out to my man, Anthony Allen. He said the family in society is cooked. There's a commercial that shame men in the home by bringing another man to handle the responsibility. Yes, I agree with you, Anthony. That's why I'm so passionate about these conversations, brother. Thank you for that fire, brother Anthony Allen. Thank you, sir, so much. So, guys, we're about to get into it. I'm about to drop some fire for y'all, mind, man. If y'all ready for the fire, hit one, man. Hit one. If y'all ready for that kosher fire, I'm about to drop some fire for y'all, mind. So we're going to get into it. So, guys, we're about to go down the rabbit hole. But before we go down the rabbit hole, I'm going to drop some fire for your mind. Down the rabbit hole we go. This is a place where we explore, analyze, collaborate. All right.
That set boundaries about girl trips insecure and controlling, or she trying to control him.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good, okay.
It
well,
is.
Why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said.
So you feel because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why?
I'm not saying because I'm a provider. I'm saying.
That's what you just said, Angry Man.
I'm saying. I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask
How
why?
you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good, okay.
It
is. Why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said.
So you feel because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why?
I'm not saying because I'm a provider. I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. I'm saying because I'm him. It's more than just being a damn provider. It's more than just being a provider. All that your homegirls be going through, you don't go through none of that. You straight. You the envy of your homegirls. Like, ooh, he got a brother type. No, when a dude hold it down the way he's supposed to hold it down, and he say to you, nah, I don't want you doing that, you supposed to be like, okay. That's it.
Last week on Ladies First.
All right, guys. Shout out to the angry shout out to Fatty Khan Ali. I saw this come across the internet, and I said, let me tap into this. And guys, this proves why a lot of men are checking out and why a lot of men don't want to deal with modern women. Let's get into it.
I was going to ask if you were religious or if you were Christian, because it says two become one flesh. And so when two become one flesh, it's not about you. It's both of y'all. So you're speaking, and I get that you might just be dating right now, but if you're married, that's why they were asking, is there going to be a change? Because two become one flesh. So if he says no, that's no.
Well,
so that's my question. Are you coming from a secular view, or are you coming from like a religious? Like, do you believe in that?
Come on, my sister in Christ.
Go ahead, Jess. Or are you just spiritual?
Jess, go ahead.
I wouldn't call myself religious. My boyfriend and I, we both believe in God.
And see, Jazz is what you guys call a modern woman. She's the kind of woman that believes in partners, and she don't have to answer to her husband, and she could do what she want to do and still get the traditional benefit. It's a lot of women like Jazz. And more men need to start speaking up and speaking out and standing firm on business.
I understand that that's a dynamic. All I'm saying is that if we become married, the dynamic of me or him taking a solo trip or doing things without each other, we don't find that as a couple to be disrespectful. So that's just what I'm coming at. Y'all are saying you need to ask permission to do everything with their man. Men don't ask permission for women to do anything.
Because we're men. We don't have to.
So you're not
we're
religious,
men,
right?
We don't have to. We're not the same. You're women and we're men. You're not the same. And no matter how much the world wants to change and try to change everything, no, you don't get to do that. Okay? Because when it boils down to it, if you're in any type of situation where you're in trouble, we're the ones that have to stand in front of you and put ourselves in danger to protect you.
He's correct.
You don't get to be in charge if we have to sacrifice our very livelihood to make sure you're safe.
That was part of the social contract. That's why I say, guys, the social contract is broken. And you know, angry man, like I said, I respect him and his values. He said he pay all the bills, and I respect him, but I'm not paying all those bills. If a woman's not a virgin, I'm not paying all bills. I'm just not going to. I'm a prorate it. If she been with, if she a virgin, I'll pay all the bills. She wife ready, no kids, and she's very mature. If I can't pay all, I'm gonna strive. But if she ain't wife ready, she don't have kids, she's not mature, and she don't have proper emotional regulation, we're gonna have to prorate it. We're gonna have to prorate it per diem. We're gonna have to prorate it because I'm not paying full price. Because guess what? A woman won't pay full price. A woman don't want a ring or a dress that another woman had. A woman want a new dress and she want a new ring. And so what makes her think the man wants something to use?
And this lie that you're sitting up here telling, oh, well, women go on girl trips to be whores.
Yes.
Period.
That is so immature and narrow-minded thinking.
You go on girl.
How many y'all think women go on girl trips to get ran through? If you do, hit one. I'm not saying they all do, but a lot of them go on girls trips to get hit by the yardie man. That's why they go on these girl trips, a lot of them, guys. They go on the girls trips to get hit up by the yardie man.
I don't have any proof of that. I've been on several girl trips. Like, stop projecting your own insecurities. You don't know what the fuck.
One second. Let him finish and then you can. 1 second. Let him finish.
Girls trips to be
This
whores.
guy's corny as hell. He has no idea what he's talking about. No, they don't.
Things that
No, they don't. No, they do not. Y'all are talking about a particular type of
Hey, 1 second, please. I'm not being 1 second, please. I'm not being accused of being a sim today. I'm not being accused of being for the brotherhood today. I will let you talk. If anybody interrupts, I'm going to mute you.
Look at the lack of emotional regulation. Look at how many times this man got to tell her to stop talking. That's the typical modern woman. Don't have any emotional regulation. Gonna try to talk over a man and won't let the man talk. That's the type of woman that you're dealing with today, guys.
And I'm going to drop y'all. Okay? And then I'll bring you back.
Well, I was talking and he cut me off, but it's cool. I'm done with
this. You've been talking for 2 hours.
That's why I said I'm done. Don't worry about it.
So once again, guys, if a woman used the word you're insecure or you're controlling, she's really trying to control you. Sometimes she's doing it consciously. Sometimes she's not conscious of it. But anytime a woman say you're insecure, you're controlling, it basically means that she want to do what she want to do and still expect you to be traditional. If a woman say you're controlling me, she's actually trying to control you. It's a form of reverse psychology because this woman has what's called a very repressive ego. Her ego is very repressive or it's very regressive.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about the whole entire thing. And the reason why there are so many problems with relationships now.
And you're right, Quiet Storm. You don't hear these words in 2026 anymore. These words, those are words of sin in the modern world. We're in the end of days. Yes, we are in the latter part of the last days. I know a lot of people don't believe it. Some folks say, well, we've been in the last days since Paul's time. Well, Paul thought when he died, it was the end of times. But we're in the latter part of the last days. When Jesus went back to heaven, the clock started ticking. But it ain't no turning back. When folks say, oh, I want to hope for a better tomorrow, and no, and you can hope all you want to. We ain't never going back to how it used to be. We're about to head to what's something called singularity, where the robots develop their own mindset, and the robots start doing what they want to do. We're not going back to yesterday. We're in the latter part of the last days. And by 2030, things going to look real creepy and scary. That's why some of you women that don't have husbands, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because men, by nature, we understand nobody going to come to our rescue. So a lot of men have already been suffering.
Nowadays is because women of today are entitled and spoiled. You think you're supposed to always have your fucking way. Which is why if somebody else comes in and starts talking, oh, no, I don't want to hear that. I'm done anyway because you guys don't agree with what I'm saying. Grow up.
I think you should grow up to assume that every girl strip, everybody is fucking. That's a very immature, limited mindset. No, it's not. You sound crazy to assume that every girl that goes on a girl trip is out here fucking on girl trips. That's weird as fuck. All y'all think about is sex nonstop. You old as hell with no life, no relationship.
Look at her trying to shame. Look at her trying to shame Angry Man. Look at her trying to shame him. The mindset of the incompetence is always shame. That's the mindset of the incompetent, is shame. See, when a woman start calling you old, you're going to shrivel up, your ping shrivel up, you can't get women, that means they've already lost the argument. They don't even have an argument. Because that's the only thing that they know. When their ego and their ego defenses start getting messed up, they start using shame. Because they know that fundamentally what you're saying is true. They know what you're saying is true. But their fragile ego can't handle it, guys. Their fragile ego can't handle it.
And assuming that every woman that's going out of town is fucking, you grow up.
That's the main reason
that's a very immature mindset. I've been on several girl trips, and I have never been around women.
Fatty asked you to let the man talk.
I'm sure you have.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, Revelation say Angry Man flip-flop so many times. But even a clock is right twice a day. That chick down at the bottom right says it all. Yeah, she enjoying herself, man. James Turner said they getting trucked and trained through. They getting trucked and trained through. Yeah.
Hey, Angry Man, 1 second. And this is what I'm talking about.
Because he said I'm immature. That's an immature mindset to assume.
Jazz, 1 second, Jazz.
Goofy.
Jazz, you've been saying things that we disagree for hours. Nobody is calling you names.
Shout out to brother Anthony Allen 7847. He said the grade site will all be single plots. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate, Anthony Allen, guys. Don't let Anthony Allen be the only one to donate, guys. I need y'all to show some love, man, and hit that like button. If y'all ain't got no money, just hit the like button. And if you don't have any money, share the content. Let's get this stream up as high as we can, guys. Thank you.
Nobody's saying that. But that's the thing. If I say most men in bachelorettes are going to get their dick rubbed by a random stripper, if it's not me, I'm not going to say that's immature. It's not me.
What I'm saying.
No, just stop. If you go to Ibiza, if you go to Miami, if you go to Las Vegas, if you go to these places where women go to celebrate girls' night out, half of them are wilding. And it might not be you. It might not be you, Jess. You might be the responsible girl that is outside. You drink very few. You don't dance on people and all that. But if we make a statement that most of these women that are going on girls' night out are not just going there for the music, like they say, for drinking, they are going there for getting attention from men, drinking skimpy for men to look at them and all that. And you're saying that's immature. How is reality immaturity?
Because that is not the reality. That is your perception, and you're trying to make it a reality. Sure, there are times where there are women, young women who are hot and want to be outside and do all of that. But he's saying that every girl trip, women are out here doing that. That is not the.
We understand that every girl out there is not doing that, but the exception don't justify the rule. Can we say that 100% that all women that go on girl trips are getting ran through? No, but a lot of them are. And if a woman tells me she going on a girls trip, guys, I'm telling you from experience of dealing with men in therapy. A lot of these women are sleeping with other men when they go on these girls trips. Especially if they go to Jamaica. They're getting rubbed on. And they're getting some of that yardie wood, man. Because you got to understand, man, a lot of these women have been used to having they're used to having a bunch of men. They are used to having a lot of men, not men, but men's with a Z. And they have a hard time being regulated because they've been with so many men's, not men, but men's with a Z.
Case, and that is an immature. That's immature thinking.
What if you say most?
No, I can't. No, it's not most.
How do you know?
How do you know? How do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know? How do you know girl trips? Have you?
No, respectfully.
As Angry Man?
reset. You said these,
Okay,
right? So he gives his opinion. No, Jazz, it's not that. Jazz, it's not that. If he gives his opinion and is immature, what makes your opinion immature?
Because I am not limited. I'm considering the nuance. I can agree that maybe there are some women who go out of town and engage in stuff like that. When they get together, they get all freaky and shit. I get that. But he's making a blanket statement that this is what all women are doing when they go on girls trips, when they go out of town with each other. And I'm saying that is
then why you can't take your husband with you?
That is not
why you can't take
your husband with you? It's a girls trip.
Why you can't take your well, check this out. You give up the ability to have girls trips when you get married. Grow the fuck up.
In some relationships, that's the dynamic.
He's 100% correct. When you're married, you forsake all others. But see, once again, modern women want to be married. They want all the benefits of marriage, but they still want to act like single women. And once again, some of these women, some, not all, when they got married to the man that they married, it wasn't the man that they wanted. It was the man that they settled for. They settled for that man because they've been ran through thoroughly. And they had a lot of fun. And now they're getting the safe guy. They're gonna get the safe guy. They don't want the good man. They want the safe guy. But the man they really want, he imprinted her. He alpha withered her. The man that she want, alpha withered her. The man that she really want, what's the name of that boy talking about Superman, that 304? That's the man she really wants, the man that's Superman. She been out for Willow, man. She don't really want you. She just tolerating you because you're basic, you're safe, and she's happy now. She's happy, and she'll just tolerate you. But what she really want, she want Dexter. She want Dexter St. Jock. That's what she really want. She want Brad. She want Chad. She want Day Day. She want Chester. She want Madman. She want Shermite. That's what she really want. She just tolerating your goofy behind. You think you got something wholesome. You ain't got nothing wholesome. Her body is still calling for the man that alpha withered her. The man that made her toes curl. The man that gave her an intense orgasm. The man that made her toes curl like the witch on the Wizard of Oz.
And that's okay. In there are thriving relationships where that's not.
Ma'am, you said that you were mature. You said that you were mature, right? So if you're mature, give me an opportunity to make my statements without being interrupted since you're mature.
Right. Okay. Make sure your statement is mature then.
I don't have to make sure anything.
You should if you're having this conversation because you already started with an immature mindset.
I'm asking you to be mature and allow me to speak.
You first.
I'm asking you to be mature and allow me to speak. You being
mature. I'm asking you to make a mature statement.
You being mature has nothing to do with telling me.
Make a mature statement, angry man. Damn.
Being mature it has nothing to do with telling.
Look how disrespectful she is to a man. Women in other cultures don't even talk to men like that. Look how disrespectful she is. Women like Jazz, I don't know this young lady, but women like Jazz will be severely dealt with in other countries. Men in other cultures don't tolerate that level of disrespect.
Put that down.
You said you have a boyfriend. Boss him around.
Boy,
this ain't gonna boss me around.
This is what she called. She said, boy. Y'all see how disrespectful that is? Boy, shut up. Telling a grown man, calling a grown man boy. Look at how disrespectful that is, guys. Boy, shut up. That's how they see y'all. They don't see y'all as men. They see you as boys. Even if you didn't like what this man is saying, you don't call that man a boy. Boy, shut up. But women like Jazz would not live in other countries. Jazz might lose her life in another country. She talked to a man that way. And I'm not advocating violence. It's just a matter of fact. She could lose her life in other countries.
Calm down. You're such a stable ego.
I am extremely calm right now.
Yeah, I know. And I'm so crazy. Crash out, Jazz. Here I go. No, because this is just a lack of patience. You're coming up here saying one thing. So go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
Can I speak?
I'm waiting.
Thank you. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, at the end of the day, doing what you want is for children, not for adults. Once you become married or in a long-term relationship, You give up the me's for we. You give up the I for us.
Right.
Okay. So if your man says, I don't want you going on a girl trip, if you respect him, you'll say, okay. That's the end of it. It ain't got nothing to do with, oh, y'all insecure and y'all want to boss women around and da-da-da-da-da-da. Grow the up. For the love of God. You and every other woman that operates like
That's a shaming tactic. See, when she say he's insecure, he's controlling, she's basically trying to control you to reverse psychology. It's a shaming tactic. Sometimes it's conscious and sometimes it's not conscious, but many times it's conscious. In the clinical, we call that regression. That's a very primitive mindset, which basically means that she's very immature.
that. And to sit here and say that women don't go on girls' trips to be freaky. Most of them are down there in Jamaica getting oiled up by some strange dude rubbing on their biscuits. And you gonna sit here and try to tell us like, bro, we not naive. We know what go on.
No, you don't.
We know exactly what go on.
You're talking about an experience in Jamaica that everybody can get. I've seen men getting oiled and mudded up too.
If you go on a trip to Turks and Caicos and your man live in New York, I don't know nobody that can see that far. So he don't know what the hell you doing.
Facts.
He gotta trust what you say.
And what's wrong with that?
My thing is, why even put yourself in a position to where he has to question what you're doing?
But why would he have to question anything if he can trust me? If I'm going to do something, I can do it in town, out of town.
I don't trust nobody but God.
If we have trust in our relationship, it doesn't matter where I am. He can't. I could be cheating on him when I go to work. I could be cheating on him when I go to the gas station. I could be cheating on him wherever. It doesn't matter the location. A cheater is going to cheat. If you have respect and love in relationship,
okay, but here's the thing.
And love and trust in your relationship, it doesn't matter. That's why if my man said, I'm going on a bachelor party, have fun. Sure, you might engage. Maybe your friend is into strippers, but I trust my man.
Can he go to a stripper club? Can he go to a stripper club? 1 second, Am. Can he go to a stripper club?
This is what you call, guys, a modern woman that you can't take serious, and you definitely can't take serious for marriage. You can't take women like this serious for marriage, guys. Now, if you want to be with a woman like Jazz, go ahead. But this is what feminism has done to black women. Black women once at one point were the greatest women ever. But this is what feminism has done to women. They don't say husband, with the man being the leader. They say partner. It's a partner now. I want a partner. I want a partner. I don't want a husband. I want a partner. He's my partner. Not husband, but partner. And that's why I said, guys, most of them don't qualify to be wives. Most of them don't even qualify to be a wife. They don't have emotional regulation. They've been traumatized by being with so many men, and they don't come into the relationship understanding the assignment. They come in the relationship with trauma and trying to tell you how to lead. But once again, they want power when it comes down to the relationship. When they want power when it comes, they want a partner when it comes down to power. But when it comes down to responsibility, they want a husband.
Let me say this. Hold on. Let me say this. Here's the thing. That was a nice try, but no. There's a huge difference between you going to work, you going to the grocery store, you going to your regular routine. It is much easier for me to notice something is off about what you're doing when you're going to work, when you're going to the grocery store. If you're cheating in that aspect in your everyday life, I'm going to notice something's off. But when you get on a plane and go somewhere else, that's a whole other.
Oh, yeah. When she got off that plane, guys, she got plenty of time to wipe that DNA off her mouth. She got plenty of time to wipe that DNA off her cat, off her back. She got plenty of time to shower that DNA out of her hair. And she got plenty of time to get a lie together. Of course, she could cheat while you're here, but she got plenty of time to think about it and to come up with ways. I'm telling you guys, listen, let me tell you guys something real quick before I get back into this show, man. I'm telling you, I'm dealing with a situation right now where I have a client and he allowed his wife to go on girl trips. He was very liberal in his thinking. He just said, okay, go ahead, babe, I trust you. Until he found out that his wife went to a party, and he found out And then he's going to go do a divorce because I don't blame him. And she probably got another man's DNA inside of her. And let me tell you something about these women, guys. What men tell me in therapy. Some of these women, the things they do with these men, they don't do it with you. Now, she see you as the boring, safe guy, with the dad body. But when she go back here in the world and start hoeing around, she give that man all kinds of nasty sex. She get on her knees and she ain't praying. And she tell that man to have his way. You know how they used to say, have your way, Lord, in the holiness church? She tell the man, have his way. She do all kinds of dirty stuff with it. This is what men have told me they found out in these letters or in these notes. This is what they told me. And you think you got something special. And then pastor will tell you, don't, you need to forgive. Oh, sweet, I'm going to forgive you, but I'm going to charge you to the game. Yeah. I'm going to forgive you, but I'm going to charge you to the game. Because see, when she go on the girls trip out, she got piped down by Dexter St. John. She got plenty of time to wipe that DNA off. She got a whole 8 hours to come up with a lie and a story. We're not saying that all women that go on girls trips are doing that, but a lot of them do. Because most modern women are promiscuous. And when they do settle down, they settle down with the safe guy. It's not the man they really want. The man she really wants is the man that made her toes curl when she was in college. The man that she really wants is the man that gave her an earth-shattering orgasm, that made her, y'all ever seen them horses, guys? Those horses, that they start running, they get caught in the electric fence, and they get shocked, and they seething. She be seething like a horse. like she got cerebral. No, I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, like she going through electrocution. She's seething like a horse. That's what her body's calling for. But she just married your goofy behind because you a square. You the safe guy. You the nice guy. And she don't, the nasty thing she did with the man Dexter St. Jock in Jamaica, she'll never do that with you. She did all kinds of nasty things with Dexter St. Jock. He threw her against the wall, pulled her hair, hit her hard from the back. She gave him money, gave him a tip for blowing her back out real good. He put DNA on her face, DNA inside of her esophagus. She like, man, she like Barney, man. This is what she be saying. This is what she be saying when she, this is what she be saying, guys, when she in Jamaica. Listen.
If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops.
Honor and obey. She can't hear what you're saying. She got cognitive dissonance because she hearing all them semen demons inside her brain. You said submit to my leadership. She hearing Dexter say submit to her leadership. When you tell her to submit to your leadership, she hearing Daquan say submit. Her spirit is messed up because she got the DNA of multiple men inside her mind and her spirit. And you can't do nothing with that. You can't compete with all them demons. She's going to need deliverance. And even then, it might not help. Because if you can't lay that wood like Dexter and the guy from Jamaica, you just wasting time. She ain't mesmerized by you. She remember that man that gave her that earth-shattering orgasm. The man that told her she got a right to remain silent. Anything she say will be held against her in the court of law. The man that lightly threw her against the wall and said, be quiet, woman. the man that ripped
The man that ripped the panties off and said, shut up, and threw her on the bed. Said, don't say another word. That turned her on, but you up there trying to be nice, trying to make love, but she ain't thinking about you. She thinking about death of St. John while you hitting from the back. Because she had a lot of fun with the yardie man. And you think you trying to ride like the Lone Ranger rode like the Lone Ranger rode silver, like the Lone Ranger was riding that horse on the Lone Ranger. You talking about stop, get it. You ain't doing nothing, woman.
Thing, and then me co-signing it, saying, yeah, go ahead with your homegirls and all of that. When half the time you got homegirls that don't even want you to be with your nigga. Half the time you got homegirls that's trying to get you caught up in some shit so you and your nigga won't be together. So y'all can keep having girls trips. No,
Yeah, so
we're not volunteering for that.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, Angry Man, but you're generalizing something that is not something that's happening in mass, sweetheart.
Okay, fair enough.
So what I'm saying is this: I get it. There are those things that happen, but what I'm saying is it's not the case for all of the time. And you're saying that, well, I'm able to notice a little bit more if you're cheating at work. That's what you think. But what I'm saying is, regardless if I'm in the town or out of town, if I'm going to cheat on you, I'm just going to do that. And you may not pick up on it. What I'm saying is, you can't automatically assume that when a woman is going out of.
Shout out to Anthony Allen once again for that $2 super chat. He said they only need trauma in their lives. Yeah, they have what's called dysregulated. Some women thrive in trauma. Anthony Allen, you're 100% correct. I was talking to a couple about that. Some women, the only functional behavior shift they know is dysfunction. Dysfunction make them feel safe, not normalcy. They only thrive in dysfunction, not healthy relationships.
A town with her friends, that is a setup for you to get cheated on.
No. Hey, Jazz, you can do that. Like literally last week, you generalized the whole cop community. You said if you're a cop. No, you said if you're a cop, I don't trust you. You literally said that. You didn't say if you're a black cop, tall cop, local black cop.
But I have proof as to why I believe that.
Yes. If I make a statement, you don't have to reply immediately. What I'm saying is that what is wrong with generalizing and saying people will do more risky behavior when they know they can be caught, when there's no friends around, no family around, nobody around. What is wrong with saying, yes, if your girl goes to Miami, it's more probable she cheats on you than in Nebraska where everybody knows her.
If you have a girl that lacks integrity and doesn't respect you, sure, you have that. You have to take that.
So would that be the same thing with cops? If I have integrity, don't matter if I am a cop.
My thing about cops, I don't trust them, period. But I have facts. I have facts to show.
That's crazy. Jazz, here's the thing. Look. Here's my position on this, right? So if I, a man, married you, if I put a ring on your finger, and I'm talking about the kind of ring that every time somebody look at your hand, they like, ooh, like, well, oh my God, like, and I've dedicated myself to you in front of God and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a provider, I'm a breadwinner, I'm holding it down.
Let me tell you guys something. I understand where Angry Man is coming from, but in theory that's true. But women don't care about that. I know plenty of men in my practice that pay all bills. They take care of their families. You know, y'all heard these women talking about they can't rest in their femininity because the man don't pay all the bills. That's a lie. Your grandmama did have a soft life. Your grandmama worked for white women in the South. She worked the field, and also her and your granddaddy worked up from sun up to sundown, and she still didn't complain because she was God-fearing. She understood the social contract. But these chicks now, you can buy them a nice car, you can buy them the latest appliances, and they still are complaining.
I'm laying the proper pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask why?
How you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I said so.
So that's not a good. Okay,
it is.
Why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said.
So you feel because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why.
I'm not saying because I'm a provider.
He don't have to give her a reason, woman. If you're a respectable woman that's been raised by your mom and understand the assignment, you would never ask your husband to go on the girls' trip in the first place. See, that's the difference between a woman that's a wife versus a woman that's a modern woman. Because modern women want the benefits of traditional women. Listen, I want y'all to go back and listen to what this woman said. Listen to what the woman said when she was talking to her husband, Miles. We'll play it in a minute. But look at the stark difference between what the woman said with her husband, Miles, versus women now. A stark difference.
I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. I'm saying because I'm him.
Right.
It's more than just being a damn provider. It's more than just being a provider. All that shit your homegirls be going through, you don't go through none of that. You straight. You the envy of your homegirls. Like, ooh, he got a brother type. No, when a dude hold it down the way he's supposed to hold it down, and he say to you, nah, I don't want you doing that, you supposed to be like, okay. That's it.
I get what you're saying, angry man, but if that's the dynamic that works for you, cool. If I said, babe, I'm going on this bachelorette, and he just said, no, I don't want you to, and I ask him why, and he just says, because I said so, that wouldn't work for me. So that's a relationship I don't understand, because I don't understand why you just can't communicate the why. Why is it just because I'm a man? That's not fair.
Listen, check this out.
She said that's not fair.
That's not protection either.
She said that's not fair.
Listen,
Wow.
Listen, when I first met my wife, we were just dating,
Somebody
right?
married you?
She had absolutely.
God bless.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And guess what? That woman is in the lap of luxury. She don't got to work if she don't want to. Everything is taken care of. She good. 100%.
God bless you, angry man, for
100%. So when I first met her, she said to me that her friends was going on a girls trip. And she's like, would I be upset if she went on a girls trip?
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, you can go. You just ain't gonna have no man when you come back.
Right.
I've heard that before. Well, not to me, but I've heard men say that.
Right.
I mean, that's it. Like, I'm not going to see. Here's the thing. This is where y'all get it mixed up about men being controlling.
And see, guys, let me tell you something, because once again, that you're insecure and controlling, it's an ego defense mechanism called rationalization, and it's called the minimization of masculinity. And basically what she's trying to do, she's really controlling you with emotional manipulation. No man in his right mind go allow his wife to go on a girls trip with single women, especially if they're going to Jamaica or Nevada. You're not going. And so the way you control her is by not controlling her. You just say, listen, you can go if you want to go, but you can pack your bags. I won't be here when you come back. When you're married, you become a married woman, you forsake all others. Now, if you want to go with your mom or something, or you're going with your sisters, or you and your sister, go maybe. Or you're going as on a couples trip. But I'm telling you, I know men that are married in couples therapy that's been in these situations and their wives were cheating on them. Because a lot of these women are still thinking about the man that gave them an earth-shattering orgasm. You can't lay that wood like the man in college laid that wood. She just burned out, and she wants you because she needs money and resources. But she don't really love you. She just see you as a necessary. You like a pocketbook. You know, you like a simp pocketbook. You like a Birkin bag to her. She don't really care about you. She just know you got money and you goofy, and she'll stay with you while she getting pipe on the side. And that man's doing all kinds of nasty things with your wife, with your wife.
Me saying, I want you to do X, Y, Z, and then you say, why? And I say, because I said so. It's not me being controlling, because you still got an option. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. You can still do, you can do whatever you want. We just ain't gonna be together after you do whatever you want.
Right. That's not leaving a person an option. That's not giving a person an option. You're telling them we're together, but if you don't do what I say, you can do what you want. But if you don't do what I say, we're not going to be together. Knowing that woman still wants to be with you, she's obviously going to concede. That's manipulation.
Listen to what this silly woman said. She said, if you don't do it like I say. That's why I say, God, you got to get a woman that has a biblical worldview and a biblical framework, because she is supposed to do what you say. Back in the past, it said honor and obey. But these women have been so liberally indoctrinated now, they don't say honor and obey no more. They say partner. And all relationships that I see in couple counseling that have a partnership, they never work. Partner. Not partner, my partner, my partner. They say, listen, guys, they say partner so much they sound like Kermit the Frog. Partner, partner, partner. That's what they say, guys. They sound like Kermit the Frog. They say, partner, he's my partner. Partner, partner. They say partner so much, guys, they sound like Kermit the Frog. Partner, my partner. She's my partner. My partner. And I remember the standard. I remember what black excellence looked like. A woman would never ask her husband about going on no girls trip. And like I said, I got a young man right now. His wife went on a girls trip and she was cheating on him. And he's getting rid of that heifer. He's gonna get rid of her. And I say you're right to get rid of her, brother. Don't ever let a woman disrespect you like that.
She's obviously going to concede. She's obviously going to concede to what you say because she doesn't want to be in a relationship. So that's not a real option. You're extrapolating. That's manipulation.
Come on, Leosha.
You're extrapolating that across everything. I'm not talking about everything.
Leosha got something to say.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying that if you put the freaking toilet paper on the roll wrong and I don't like that, well, we ain't gonna be together. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about serious issues like you saying you going on a girl's trip.
A girl's issue is a serious issue for you?
Girl trip, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We just got difference of opinion, babe. I don't know. I'm not of this. I'm not of that. Like, I don't date men who be like, oh, she's going on a girl trip. She might cheat on me. Oh my God. Like that, it's weird to me. But if that's how y'all coming.
Well, look, there's a whole lot of stuff in this day and age that seems to be weird to y'all women, and it seems
that's shaming language, guys. It's weird to her. Of course it's weird to her because she hasn't been raised to be a wife. That's why I tell you, men, do not cast your pearls to swine. This woman don't know what it's like to be a wife because a traditional wife would never ask her husband about going on a girl's trip. A man's job is to cover his wife. A man is his wife's covering. How are you being covered when you out in Jamaica with your girlfriend letting men rub you down and rubbing your cat? And a lot of times get men to rub their cat.
Seems to be contrary to what actually works. It seems to be contrary to traditional relationships.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Everybody doesn't have to be in a traditional relationship to be happy.
Can I say something real quick?
Shout out to Yanni2436. She said, I do agree. I'm Gen X. And I wouldn't dare ask my husband to go on the girls trip. There's nothing out there for me. Yes, ma'am, you're right. It ain't nothing out there. You're 100% right, Yanni. But they'll call you a pick-me, Yanni. They'll say you male identified. They'll call you a mammy. They try to shame traditional women too, Yanni. Blessings to you and your husband, ma'am.
So, Angry Man, I agree with you 100%. That man is married, okay? So he can say stuff.
And I salute. I really do.
And I caught that shade too, Judge. You watch.
I did throw some shade, Angry Man, and I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't help myself, Angry. I'm sorry.
I understand, me too. But it's a we thing. I think what you're missing is the we. Once you,
I did it.
Do you?
But my thing is, Leosha, we're in a relationship, so I'm going to communicate. We're communicating. Right. It's not I'm not. It's not.
Wait a minute, Jazz. Wait, because you keep using that word communicate. It's the difference between communicate and comprehension, right? So the fact that y'all are communicating.
Shout out to my man Anthony Allen again for that 7847 for that 5. He says, funny that modern women will defend bad behavior. Yeah, that's why they always single, man. They defend bad behavior. I agree 100%.
Cool, great. That's amazing. It's so much that falls into communication. There's so much that falls into a relationship. Once you get in a relationship, he's not manipulating you just because he don't want you to go on a dang on a girls trip. It's about the respect of y'all being y'all. It's we. You got to take the I out just because you want to do it and you feel like you should do it. Mind you, I am a single woman. All right. I'm saying this as a single woman. Yeah. If you want to do those things, and I don't think what he was saying was manipulation. He gave her a choice. No, like you got a choice. You can go if you want to go, but you're not.
Hey, Leo,
that's not a choice.
One second, just respond to both of us. You know what communication is? Talk to me until I change your mind.
Well, what Jazz don't understand, she's wrong. Even in the Bible said in the Old Testament, he said, I set before you life and I set before you death. Choose. So for her to say that's not an option, it is an option. You can choose to go and deal with the consequence so you can choose to stay and be in a relationship. See, your job is to lay the parameters of the relationship. It's up to her to say yes or no. Because either way, if she stays, she's gonna be fine. If she decides to leave, she gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Because you got rid of her. All of this, guys, is manipulation. It's a form of manipulation that women use. And they'll try to come in therapy and get me to be quiet. You know, you ain't gonna get me to be quiet. I'm very direct. I don't care if you get mad either. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. Deborah Thompson 7306 said Proverbs 18:22 it strictly states he will find a wife, find a good thing and obtain favor for the Lord. He is not controlling you. From the day you said I do, you and your husband become one. Oh my God, thank you, ma'am. You get it, Deborah. I told you guys there's still some good sisters out here like Deborah that understand the assignment. Deborah understands the assignment. Many of them don't understand the assignment. But shout out to Sister Deborah because Deborah understands the assignment. She get it. I wish we had more women like Deborah, but she get it. Shout out to Gregory Scotland for that $10 super chat. He said, Kosher, these discussions with co-ed panels have been non-productive, in my opinion. There's a waste of time thinking for thinking men. Too many women come on these discussions and bad for. Yeah, it's all part of content strategy also, Brother Gregory. But I agree with you, but it's content strategy.
Actually, every man knows this. Women are the experts in trying to take the conversation to overtime, double overtime, triple overtime until you say, okay, well, go ahead and do it. Because they try to break you. That's actually the true form of manipulation. Is I will communicate something to you, you are going to say no, and I'm going to talk with you over and over and over again. And because men don't want to fight with their woman, they're going to say, okay, fine, go get the car, go get the house, go get this, go get that. That's the true definition of communication. There's nothing more communication than no. Are we there yet? No. Can we buy these? No. Can I go there? No. That's true communication. The man is being very short and being very precise with his instruction. You just want to keep talking because you want to break him by exhaustion. Is it death by 1,000 cuts? We know how you do it. We know how people move. So please, once again, let's stop with this about communication, because when women say communication, they never want to communicate like men do. We don't do the 10,000 words. It's short. If you are a good communicator, you are going to adapt to my form of communicating. You asked me for something. I told you no. You are a good communicator. You already heard it. Let's move along. Go ahead and
it's clear. Here's the thing. It is a choice, and it's clear communication. Because one, I'm saying, look, I can't force you to do anything. You can choose to do that thing that I agree with in that moment, or you can choose to do what you want to do. But if that's a deal breaker for me, then I'm not going to accept that. We're going to have to.
So she's obviously going
to. And hold on, that's clear communication, as opposed to me not liking it and agreeing with it. And then you go on the trip, and then when you come back, I'm gonna be passive aggressive, or maybe I go out and cheat because I'm assuming that you're cheating.
That's so immature.
Communication.
That's so toxic, angry to assume.
But that's what people do.
No, that's not what people. That's what that's what insecure people do.
Please,
a lot of people are insecure.
Yes, listen to what he's saying on a day-to-day basis, right, Jess? Think about it. How many men on this panel went to their woman and asked, hey, I'm going to go play basketball with my friends. And she said, okay, fine, you can go. That's the worst form of communication. You clearly don't want him to go. You want to spend time with him. Like most men went through this. I'm going to play PlayStation with my friends. As soon as they hear the beep, here we go, right? Woman will tell you, okay, go. When he's literally, no, stay over here. I don't want you to go there. And now I'm going to get the attitude and the cloud over your ass for 2 days because I did something that you told me was okay to do. This happens all the time, Jess. So men want to avoid it. And instead of saying, go ahead and do it, and then pause for 3 weeks because you went ahead and did it, men are being clear communicators and tell you, don't do it. I know what my reaction, Jess, I know what my reaction will be. So if I want to be a good boyfriend or a good husband, I will do what Angry Man says. I'm going to tell you the consequences of you doing that. Did you know what I do? Know somebody that does that? Our dads. Oh, you want to go out? If you don't get home by 10, I don't think you are going to make it. If you're going to go to this place or you're going to bring somebody to our house, you're going to have to get your new house because you're not going to live under mine if I didn't give authorization. A man coming to you and tell you this is my boundary. If you do this, we are not going to be together anymore is the most precise, clear form of communication because now you can make a choice knowing exactly what's going to happen if you break it. Y'all want to live in a world where we just say yes, baby, or it depends, baby, or plausible, a world of plausible deniability where you can come and go. And if I actually confront you, now but you didn't tell me that. But you didn't say that. But you didn't inform me of that. Either you want us to inform our boundaries, and so you know exactly what happens, or you don't. We can play both games. Either we're good communicators or we're not. So pick one.
So all I'm saying is this. Like, I get it. If these are the dynamics that work for y'all, great. If it's a I say so type of thing, because you feel like you're a man, that's how you should be authoritative over your woman. That's y'all. But I think in a healthy relationship, one partner doesn't get unilateral control over the other.
You heard what she just said, guys? You see the difference? She said one partner. She said one partner should decide. Let me add to D. Henry. D. Henry, couples should decide together on what goes on. I disagree with that, sir. That's a modern relationship. It ain't no couples. Now, if that's what you want to do in your relationship, D. Henry, I respect that. But those relationships don't work because at some point you're going to compromise power. Women come into relationships with power. And I get it. If you're in a modern relationship where you say partner, I don't believe in that. Relationships of the old school and black excellence, the man was the leader. And it was not about us both choosing. Either you're going to be a husband or you're not going to be a husband. Because when doo-doo hit the fan, it ain't going to be no partnership. When somebody break in the house, it's not going to be a partnership. When the tire needs to be changed, it's not going to be a partnership. Because a partnership, D. Henry says that you and I both choose. That's a partnership. A partnership means that it's equal responsibility, and also we equally put our lives on the line. That's a partnership. So if she gonna put her life on the line, somebody breaking the house, then fine, we can do that. If she gonna change the tire if the car break down while I'm in the car, then we can do that. If she gonna defend the house because we're partners, then that's fine. That's a partnership. But what you don't understand is that modern women want taxation without representation. They want a partnership when it comes down to power, but when it comes down to a traditionalism, then they want a husband. And so I get it, maybe that's the generation you from. But I'm telling you, those relationships don't work. They don't work in therapy. Women by nature want men to lead them, even though they'll say they don't. They want a man to lead them. And that's what's wrong with women like Jazz and a lot of women in general. They don't see their husbands as husbands. They see their husbands as partners because they have insecure attachments and many of them have dysregulated nervous system. They come in already broken. They don't trust that you're going to lead that relationship fairly. They think by default that you're going to hurt them. That's why they say, I want a partner. Because see, a partner makes them feel safe. Because they see every man as a bear. They don't see a man as a human being. They see a man as a bear. That's why they say, a partner. I would never marry a modern American woman, white or black. I'm going to be the man in my household. And you're not going on a girl's trip. And we're going to talk about that before we get married. And we're going to lay those parameters before we say I do. If you try to switch up, it's going to be a consequence. And because I believe in a biblical worldview, I do believe that when men lead, they shouldn't abuse power. Because women always think, when I quote that scripture, he should rule over her, that it means abuse of power. It doesn't mean that. It basically means that the man is going to lead her because that's how we got in this predicament in the first place. Adam didn't stand on business. Adam should have stood on business and said no. But Adam didn't stand on business, and because Adam didn't stand on business, the book said because of one man, so many have to suffer. The Bible didn't say that sin came through the man, but sin came through the woman. And so once again, she want a partner. He's my partner. He's my partner. Well, when somebody break in that house, go handle that, partner. When that tire blows out, go handle that, partner. Go handle it. When you need the sink fixed, go handle that, partner. Go handle it. When I go and when we go to the restaurant or when we walking on the sidewalk, I'm gonna let you walk on the outside and I'm gonna walk on the inside. We're gonna take turns. I'm gonna walk on the inside going to the restaurant. You can walk on the inside coming back because we are partners. And all this stuff is nothing but manipulation and it's witchcraft because they want power without responsibility. Black women, this is not black excellence. Black women didn't do that back in the day. Women in the past respected their husband's leadership. And let me tell you, men, stop letting these women talk about we are partners. It ain't no partner. I'm going to be the man in the relationship. And you're going to follow leadership. And if you can't follow it, then you can go on about your business, sweetie. Ain't going to be no damn no partner. He's my partner. Oh, yeah, he's my partner. No, it ain't going to be no partner. That's that white liberalism. That's what white liberals taught black folks, black women.
I'll forever submit.
This is what you men should get in a wife. See, in ancient times, the women always bow before their husbands in high reverence and respect. Sarah, she called Abraham Lord because she respected him. Not because she was a slave, not because she was a pygmy, not because she was a mammy, not because she was male identified, what these old dumb liberal women say, but she did it in reverence to her husband.
I will forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home and no other. There is no other, there is no one, no plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear, on earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God.
Well, D. Henry, you're wrong again, sir. Respectfully, I say it in all respect. Let me teach you something, D. Henry, what I've seen. Whether he pay all the bills or not, he gonna still make the decisions. Because there's no biblical mandate that says, well, if he pay all the bills, he can make decisions. That's not a biblical mandate. Now, if you're looking at it from a secular perspective, then I respect you, D. Henry. Maybe that's what you're looking at it from. Maybe you're a modern man and you believe you're a male feminist, and that's fine. I respect it. That's your right. But let me tell you what I've seen, D. Henry. There are plenty of men that do pay all the bills, and their wives still don't respect them. And whether he pay all the bills or not is irrelevant. Because her income does not supersede her duty to her husband. Her income does not supersede her duty to her husband. That's an ad hominem attack, D. Henry. It don't matter who wrote it. Who wrote the history books? Who wrote the DSM-5? Who wrote the books in liberal schools and liberal indoctrination? Who wrote those books? What's your point? Whether a man wrote the book or not, that's irrelevant to the point. There's a such thing called juris law and jurisprudence, and some of the ideas from the Bible actually come from are actually used in modern law. It's irrelevant. Listen, actually, there are cultures that don't even look at things from a biblical framework. Let's say you don't look at things from a biblical framework, and that's fine. I respect that. But there are still cultures that don't look at the Bible, and they still reverence tradition. And it's not true about white people, brother. That's not true at all. You need to go back and study and read your Bible and read the Bible and stop looking at the Bible through the lens of confirmation bias. If you look at the confirmation bias, it's going to be skewed every time, man. But anyway, let's get back to it, guys.
So saying because I said so, it's dismissive, it's controlling, and it shuts down the communication instead of explaining.
Hold on for a minute.
concern, which will have her consider the why. So it's not really fair or respectful in the relationship. If we're about we and we both desire respect, I don't understand if you say no and I ask why and you say I say so, how you can deem that as being respectful to your partner. And I think, wait, give me a second. I think a fairer response would involve sharing the feelings or like reasoning, like, okay, why? Because I'm worried about your safety, or I'm insecure about this, or just whatever it is that you maybe say. I don't think that's wrong.
Hey, Jazz. Hey, Jazz, let me ask you a question.
Angry Man, let me ask you a question. Angry Man, of all decisions, big, small, like, what is the percentage of yes your woman gets? 90%, 80%? Like things that you kind of like, go ahead and do what you need to do. Like, what will be the percentage of yes that she gets?
Probably 90.
Is it fair on the 10% of things? 1 in 10? Is it fair for me to say no because I said so? If I give you yes.
It's rude.
Jess,
that's how y'all do it. Then go.
Jess, answer that. Jess,
you're not nobody's daddy.
Jess, 1 second. Angry Man.
Actually, Jazz.
Angry Man is an established man. He doesn't have to do that, and he does it. Regular man probably is 95%. I'm telling you. So if I tell you in 100 tries that you come to me, 190 to 95. Yes, baby, you can change the curtains. Yes, baby, you can go there. Yes, baby, you can buy this. Yes, baby, you can go in vacation. Yes, baby, I'll buy you a ring. If I give you 95% or 90, yes, can I tell you 5 times a year, 10 times a year? No, baby. Why? Because I said so. Can I get that?
But Fatty,
we all have different point of views. If you feel like you say so is the final say and she accepts that, cool. All I'm saying is there are other healthy dynamics to a relationship where you don't have to dismiss. You don't have to dismiss her when you ask why. I think it's
95% is not enough. He has to be 100.
Okay, but here's the thing. You said something, Jazz. You said something that was
partially and controlling women. That's all the thing.
You said something that was partially, and you're trying to control men.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you absolutely
How am I trying to control a man?
Hold on for a second. Because you're trying to get your way no matter what. And by you doing that, that's you controlling him. Hold on for a second. Let me say this. You said something that was partially incorrect. You said, y'all want to control women. You ain't nobody's daddy. If you're a husband, you are absolutely playing that role.
No, a relationship is not a child-parent relationship.
Hold on, let me finish.
That's true. Stop infantilizing women.
When you get married.
No, that's not your child. That's not your child.
Please finish. When you get married, there is a ceremony where your father gives you away
not to be with another father.
And
not to be with another father.
And now you, as the husband, are expected to take on the role that
as
the
a father
took on.
As a father.
No. Hey, Jess, please.
Weird.
Hey, no, Jess. Answer what he said. What is the responsibility your husband is not going to have that your father didn't have? Tell me one. You're muted.
The responsibility that my husband is going to have that my father didn't have.
So your father
caring for our family that we create, caring for our family that we create together. When I birth his children, my father is not responsible for that. My husband is, right?
Stop there. I'm talking about you. Your father had to protect and provide and to give you structure, make all those things to you. Tell me one thing. Let's not talk about kids, because kids, like you said, you're right. Tell me one responsibility, like Angry Man is saying, that your husband is not going to have towards you that your father had. Just one.
A responsibility that my father has.
That your husband is not going to have, yes.
Oh, wait, so we're flipping it. A responsibility my father?
No, not flipping it. You said you are not my father. An Angry Man is telling you.
Right.
My responsibility, once I actually marry you, is to take care of you the same thing your father did.
Yes, when we become married, we take care of each other. But just because you are not answering my question. Okay. One thing. I don't know. One thing that my husband will be responsible for
that your dad didn't have to do. Yes.
That didn't have to do.
Yes.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
There's nothing. Jess, there's nothing. He's right. You know when they say, "Hey,
y'all trying to parent your partner. You're trying to parent your woman, and that's not your child. That's the problem."
Yes.
Y'all think that she is your child, and she's not.
Yes. You couldn't come up with one.
Well,
No, Jazz.
And guys, this is the problem with women like Jazz. This is the problem with Jazz. How many of you men have heard women say, how many women have you heard women say, "You're not my dad"? See, the way marriages went years ago was that See, this generation of women don't respect God. They don't respect order. They don't respect structure. They'll say they're Christians and still do what they want to do because they don't respect the word. You know, they have a form of godliness. But righteous men oftentimes will meet with the Father. And it's in biblical history where they would meet with the Father. And so the Father was the bridegroom. The Father's job was to groom the daughter to be ready to be under the leadership of a husband. And many times the father will meet with the potential man that was going to be the husband, and they will come together, and the father will probably vet the man and see if the man's value system was synonymous with his value system. Is he a good provider? Is he a good protector? Can he lead her? Does he share my worldview? And then the father would give the daughter away. And then once the daughter got married, she was under the leadership of the husband. And then the husband, he continued to groom her for the relationship. That's the way it's supposed to be. But see, women back then were able to be groomed and to be molded and shaped because they were ran through, they had emotional regulation, and they understood the assignment. But see, women now say, you can't tell me what to do, because some of these dumb women say, you're not my daddy. Can you imagine being in a marriage and a woman say something that silly, you're not my daddy? Of course I'm not your daddy, silly woman. I'm your husband. And my authority now supersedes that of your father. Because when your father gave you away, your father said that you were wife ready. Your father said that you had emotional regulation. Your father said that you could follow the program. Your father said that you were ready to follow my leadership. That's why men can't get married to modern women anymore. There are a few diamonds in the rough that are good women and they understand it, but most don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it, and they're not ready for it. And so you will be a fool to waste your time trying to groom a woman. A woman's supposed to be wife ready before she get married. That's why it said when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. That means she's already been prepared to serve and you to serve her, because marriage is mutually reciprocal. The man is supposed to serve the woman and the woman serve the man. But anytime a woman say or hear anything around service, the first thing she think about is slave and a color purple narrative. Because she's living through the trauma of her grandmother. She ain't never had a man that treated her like that. But every man she see it through the lens of trauma and oppression and control. And a woman like that is mentally ill. She's not ready to be a wife because there's no evidence. And so you can waste your time trying to deal with women like that, or you can get with a woman that understands the assignment. Because see, what folks don't understand about ethics is that the word of God don't change. Just because the times change, the word don't change. The book said that heaven and earth is going to pass away, but his word will abide forever. The word don't change. You can change, but the word don't change. And that's the problem. Now folks are changing and they expect the word to change with the world, but the word don't change. And that's why marriages are not working anymore. Because masculine men ain't gonna put up with that nonsense. And I've seen men in relationships that walk on eggshells and afraid to check their wives because they scared. They paying for bills and they still don't get no cat. They pay all the bills and still don't get no respect. Because it's not about paying bills. It's about, number one, if she has a natural attraction for you, number one. And then number two, if she's been trained and raised to respect you as her husband. Because the greatest honor that a man can give a woman is not only his last name, but to be willing and ready to put his life on the line for a woman. That's the highest honor. That's called agape love. It don't get no greater than that. Shout out to my man Through the Fire podcast. He said, black women like Jazz rejoice in the rubble of black relationship and family. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Shout out to Through the Fire podcast. I agree with you 100%, brother.
Yes, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. You have to think. If I ask Angry Man, what is the difference between a point guard and a power forward? He's going to tell you 13,000 differences. The point guard dribbles the ball and tries to organize.
My man is going to be responsible for making me orgasm. My man is going to be responsible for caring for my heart. My man is going to be responsible for making sure that he is consistent with.
Shout out to the #1 sponsor of the stream in the International Quiet Storm. He said, excellent podcast, Kosher. We lost a lot of women in the chat, but the groundwork has been laid for the men. Step up and take your authority. I agree with you 100%, brother. Men got to step up and take their authority. You don't let no woman rule over you. You got to rule over her. But you rule over her in love and you rule over her in righteousness. But many women come into relationships assuming that the man's going to abuse power. And if you can't trust a man's leadership, you're not ready to be married, man. Shout out to the International Quiet Storm as he is the #1 sponsor of the stream. Shout out to that brother for being the #1 sponsor.
Dating me and loving me and respecting me on a consistent basis. My man is going to be responsible to take care of my spirit and to take care of my body in a way that my father will never make me orgasm.
And ironically, when your man made you orgasm, you was calling him daddy.
No, I didn't. And before you got up here, we already shut that shit down. We don't use that language over here. So stop.
That's why they like Latinas. They call them Poppy.
Hey, this is the biggest. This is the most disingenuous thing that I ever heard from you, Jazz.
How was that? When you asking me to pull things out, okay, what things that my man would do that my father don't?
Yes.
I want to parent your wives.
We've been hearing this for decades. I want a woman like my mom that nurtures me, take care of me, incentivize me to do things. Like we literally say we want women that care for us like our mom care for us. And you know what women say?
And that's the problem.
Oh, are you f***ing your mom? Are you having sex with your mom?
That's the problem. You shouldn't be looking for a mother in your wife.
No, look, here's the reality. Here's the reality. As a young man, you eventually outgrow your mother. You outgrow the need for your mother's help and all of those different things. As a woman, you never really outgrow your father. You never really do. Because at the end of the day, when you decide to marry a man, if you had a good father, 9 times out of 10, you're going to pick a man who has qualities like your father. When you marry that man becomes your protector, your provider, the same things that your father was. So much to the degree that even when his mother gets to the point where his father passes away, he now has to look out for his mother also. So every man that reaches a certain age, they take on the role of father and husband regardless. And that role entails making sure the people that are under his protection or under his covering are taken care of. It's inescapable. And the idea that you want to say, well, y'all just want to parent your women. Well, maybe we wouldn't have to do that if you wasn't acting like a damn child.
That's crazy.
Right.
Jez, do you ever have to parent your parent?
Because
Jez, do you ever have to parent your parent ever in life?
Parent my parent?
Yeah. Do you ever have to parent your mom? Your dad ever in life? Will you ever have to do that?
No.
You don't think you'll ever have to parent? You don't think your mom will reach a certain age where you got to be like, Mom, shh, keep your mouth shut. Mom, let her do that. Mom, take your medicine. Mom, no, don't. Mom,
I don't think that's parenting. I think that's caring for your elder.
You know, if you look up the definition of parenting, it'll say caring for another.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
You like to argue, don't you?
No, I don't. I'm just trying to understand the point. I get it. All need full control over your woman to feel like a man. I got it.
I'll tell you the point, Jazz. I'll tell you the
full
point.
control. You got to put your foot on her neck. It's your way or the highway. She's your child. You become her father.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the part.
That won't work for me. That's okay, guys. Control your woman.
Here's the part that Jazz ain't paying attention to. Guess what? Check this out. You know something that my wife would never be cool with? Me going to a strip club.
Okay, that's your wife.
So guess what? Unlike you, I'm not even going to go to her and say, hey, I was thinking about going to a strip club. Hold on. I'm not even going to say that goofy. I'm just not going to do it. Whereas you want to go and test the waters the same way a child will do.
No, Angry, because you just said something very important.
Let me finish.
Yeah, shout out to Deborah Thompson. She said, yeah, it seems like she's hard-headed. She's going to do what she want to do. Y'all say something the whole day long, but she's standing on what she, yeah, you can't help women like that. This woman is brainless. I totally agree with you. Winning, take note, 685. Shout out to that sister. Shout out to Sister Sarah McDonald. This is real good. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Sister Bashur. She said that I believe Jazz knows the deal. She's fighting order to her own detriment. Yes, she's rebellious. And a lot of them are highly rebellious. D. Henry, I don't know if you just being funny or what, but Angry Man work and he pay all the bills. He's a real one. He's a lot better than me. Because Angry Man, he loves his wife. He pay all the bills. Respect to him. I'm just from the old school, man. If a woman ain't a virgin, I'm not paying all no bills. But every man is different. I'll pay some of the bills or a lot of them, but I ain't paying all of them. But yeah, maybe just trying to be funny, D. Henry. Yeah, y'all ladies are right. You can't help a woman like that. You can't help them. That's why a good woman pray over her husband, saying that he's the head of the house. Pray over your man. That's right. You get it, sis. I pray that God got you a good husband because you understand the assignment. Deborah Thompson. Shout out to that dear sister.
Let me finish. The same way a child will know that their parent might not want them doing something. Hey, Dad, I wanted to go to this party, and I know my curfew is 11, but the party doesn't end until 12. Can I go to this party? That's you asking to go on the girls' trip.
So what I'm saying is this. That's not the same thing, but what I'm saying is this. You said something very important. You already knew that your wife doesn't want you going to strip clubs. You already know this. You already know. You already know this is not a thing that she likes, but you asked her anyway, already knowing. That's
no, I didn't ask. That's what I said.
No, okay.
No, Sleepy.
I said I'm not gonna ask.
Hey, do most men like monogamous relationship, or they read that like one woman and then one main woman and then have some to decide real quick? Do most men like? They don't, but they sacrifice it and says we have all these. We're not going to have those no more because Miss Lady wants a ring. We sacrifice the most important to us, which is
that for a family.
No, Jazz. That's the point. Y'all go to men that have all the whole. Yes, you said that you have an athlete. How tall is your boyfriend?
He's 6 feet.
6 feet. Do your boyfriend get girls easily? If you wanted to. If you wanted to.
Problem with women.
Right? Is your boyfriend the first woman that he got was you, Jazz? It was no, right?
He got
so these men that was an athlete that will get easier woman, multiple women says, you know what? I'm not going to have fun with this woman. I'm going to be with this woman that I like. It's not out of he likes monogamy. He just likes you more than he likes the other. And you know what women do? Women never say, baby, I know you're suppressing yourself and you're sacrificing. You don't get another coochie and then come home and take care of me.
Not every man is a slave to the flesh like you. Every man doesn't prioritize. Every man doesn't prioritize.
Hold on, Fanny, hold on. Jazz, let me ask you a question real quick. Jazz, you mean to tell me, so you've never been in a situation where you didn't plan to have sex and you ended up having sex? Never in your life?
What does that have to do with anything?
Answer the question.
But why?
No, answer the question.
Why?
Answer the question.
What does that have to do with the concept?
Because once you answer the question, I'm gonna make you understand.
Just humor him, Jazz. Humor him.
No,
don't humor me. Be honest.
No.
Okay.
Anytime I had sex is because I knew I was gonna have it.
That's not. Yeah.
Hey,
that's disingenuous.
What would be the other side? Or maybe. Okay, so what do you say? Maybe
okay. So have you ever dated two men at the same time and one of them didn't know about the other?
No, because when I was single and I was dating multiple men, they all knew about it. In fact, I would have birthdays. In fact,
you lying, man. You lying.
I am not lying. I don't need to lie to y'all. For what? I'm really listen.
How do you men not know? How do you men?
What percentage of women, guys, modern women in general, do you guys think are like Jazz? Do you think it's 40%, 50%, 70%, 90%? What percentage? Because this is crazy work. And imagine, men, if you're trying to lead a family and trying to be a father and a protector, you got to deal with this nonsense. That's a lot of work, man. Masculine men ain't got time to be dealing with that headache. Jazz is a headache. Through the fire said 97%. Oh my goodness. The International Quiet Storm says 90%. Face to Fact said it's 90% like her. 45 are dumb enough to come through the door like this. Wow.
Hey, friends.
No, because y'all
interrupting her. Let her.
Exactly, because they don't understand. Because they so caught up in the social media, they think people are lying. When I was single, I had suitors. All right, so much that I would invite them all to my birthday party and introduce everybody. And guess what? One screwing none of them. Okay, so maybe I'm different. I don't know. But I have never had a problem with multi dating. Like I've been on the phone with one guy and receiving flowers.
Brother Paul said 95%.
That's from out of town. He literally said, "Oh, is that from one of your suitors?" I said, "It sure is." I have no problem with being honest. When I'm a single woman, I'm a single woman. I don't have to lie to kick it like a lot of you niggas. A lot of y'all.
But here's the thing. Psych. Who's cutting this? Who's cutting this? Who's cutting this?
That's my.
Okay,
no, but it's true. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I've never had to be dishonest.
No, it's fine. Thank you for being honest. Angry Man, say something, and we friends.
Okay.
We have to go. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Okay, so first of all, nobody's saying you capping about that. Nobody's saying you capping about that. You're obviously an attractive woman. Nobody doubts.
Like that cap on your head.
Nobody doubts that you've had guys trying to get with you all your life. Nobody doubts that. Okay. But here's the thing. The same way you've had guys trying to get with you, there are guys up here, such as myself, that never had no problem getting women. And there was always women that were sometimes married, sometimes in relationships. I've been in a room with a chick and she be on the phone with the nigga she's supposed to be dating or whatever, pretending like she home alone. So to try to sit here and cap and act like this doesn't go on. Because I get what Trey is trying to say, and you know, I suspect, even though you're not lying about how many dudes try to holler at you, I do believe you lying about the never having spontaneous sex. I think you're lying about that.
So are you saying like with somebody I just met, like on a first date, or like I'm dating someone?
No, I'm saying that you was kicking it with a dude that you was interested in, and you had no plans of having sex, and you just ended up having sex.
Okay, yeah, that may have happened.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what Trey was saying. That's what Trey was saying.
You can't be serious.
So I don't get it. What's the point?
Because I asked you that question. You said
okay. So I answered it. So what's your point?
My point is that if you're on a girl's trip, if it happened then, it could potentially happen now.
But I'm in a relationship.
It don't matter.
It does.
I done slept with a million women in relationships. I don't mean nothing.
Okay, just because you a little slut and a side.
You call me what you want. I'm grown. I'm a single man and I'm grown.
Fatty, I gotta dip out.
Shout out to the Quiet Storm. He said, "Look at the culture trying to shake them long titties, put them nasty, take them fun bags away."
I want to say appreciate you having me up here. I had to come up here because Jazz was up here wilding out, as she often does, bugging. But salute to everybody. Salute to you, Jazz.
I'm glad I'll be really inspiring. I'll be really shaking y'all's table just by being myself. But I do want to apologize to you because I did call you an idiot and that was wrong. And I'm trying to hold myself accountable. You're not an idiot. You are a little aggressive. You do have a limited mindset when it comes to women, but I apologize for that. And I want to apologize to everybody else on the panel. I am working on it.
He doesn't have a limited mindset when it comes down to women. She has a limited mindset when it comes down to men and male authority. That's what she have a limited mindset in, because what Angry Man is talking about is very balanced and modern. It's not as modern, but that's not even really old school tradition. Angry Man is being real kind and generous. In other cultures, that wouldn't even fly. Gregory Scott says, shout out to Chantel and the long TTs. Shout out to Chantel Simone and them long TTs. Them long TTs, guys. Shout out to Chantel Simone, them swing low, sweet chariot titties, man. She got them swing low, sweet chariot titties.
I do get a little.
I appreciate it. I ain't that sensitive. I appreciate it though. Yeah. But yo, salute to everybody.
And for real, and I respect you in your marriage. Like,
go by the Angry Man standard.
Hold up, don't slide yet. I got a feeling you'll like this one or this. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and join the Patreon. Link is in the description below. See you soon.
All right, shout out to Fatty. We're going to end this, guys. It's been a good show. You guys did a great job. Make sure y'all share this. Share it. It took a lot of time to put this thing together. Shout out to Anthony Allen, again, as he and Quiet Storm are the #1 sponsors. The sad thing is, when she hit 50 with that same mentality, she's cooked. Protect yourself, men, with peace, quiet, and freedom. I agree with you 100%. In other cultures, they rearrange their hair. Yeah, they do. They do, guys. So I don't know, guys, if y'all know, Damon Wilson did pass away. I had spoke with Damon Wilson, and he was going to try to come on my channel, man. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to show y'all the email. I was trying to get Lamont from Sanford & Son on my channel, and I couldn't do it. I just never did. I don't know. I thought about him, but I never did. But Damon Wilson was going to come on my channel. Hold tight. Damon Wilson was going to come on my channel and do a show with me. But as you guys know, he did pass away. And so let me show y'all something. Y'all think Coach should be lying, but let me show you. I think Damon also was a Hebrew Israelite. Let me show you guys something. Yeah, he died yesterday, man. I'm gonna show y'all something because I was trying to get him. I thought about it. I don't know why I didn't jump on it, but so back in May, I saw Damon, and so you guys can see it. Listen, man, y'all should be grateful that Coach and Damon Wilson like my content. That's a sign of respect. Damon Wilson from Sanford & Son said he liked my content, and that makes me feel good, man. So, but Damon Wilson said that, and bless his heart, I believe Damon Wilson was a believer. I know he's in the presence of God right now, and yeah, I hope that my soul is right so I can meet him and see my mama again. And see all the ancestors and all of those that died in Christ. But Damon Wilson said, like your content. He said, why did you put what I said in slow motion like that? It makes me sound like I'm drinking. Damon Wilson was also very blunt too, guys. But as y'all see, that's Damon Wilson from Sanford & Son. He was going to come on my channel. The Kosher Clinician was going to get Damon Wilson, because he says shalom, so he must be a Hebrew Israelite. And I got my take on some Hebrew Israelites. I mean, some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. But that's neither here nor there. But I like your content. Why don't you put what I said in slow motion? It makes me sound like I've been drinking. I don't have any time on my current schedule to add any more podcasts, perhaps in the future. Thank you for the invite. Regards, Damon Wilson. Shalom. And so yeah, man. He said, oh, respect. I did that to add the effect of the conversation. I wanted to touch home and amplify the audience, the seriousness and the urgency of the matter. Let me know when you are free, and I will reach out to you in the future. God bless the Kosher Clinician. So that makes me feel real good, guys, that Damon Wilson for Sanford & Son. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Kosher, Kosher be moving in these streets, man. The Damon Wilson for Sanford & Son, I wanted to. He was going to come on my channel, man. But as a tribute to him, guys, let me show him some love. And then, guys, we're gonna end the stream. So God bless Damon Wilson. And guys, this is Damon Wilson that we remember on Sanford & Son. Hold on.
Where am I?
At the gates, my friend. You've made the journey well.
It's beautiful.
Come, there's more to see inside.
Before social media, before representation was trending, Sanford & Son showed us Black family, Black humor, Black struggle, and Black love. Desmond Wilson didn't just play Lamont. He raised a generation through a TV screen. Rest in power. Your legacy lives on.
About girl trips insecure and controlling, or she trying to control him.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask
How
why?
you gonna be like, nah?
Can I ask why?
Because I
okay?
said so.
So that's not a good. Okay.
It
Well,
is.
why?
It is. You know why it is? Because did you hear what I just laid out? I'm coming with big energy. I said.
So you feel
no.
because you're a provider, you can just say this is what it is and not give her any communicate a reason why?
I'm not saying because I'm a provider. I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. I'm saying because I'm him. It's more than just being a damn provider. It's more than just being a provider. All that your homegirls be going through, you don't go through none of that. You straight. You the envy of your homegirls. Like, ooh, he got a brother type. No, when a dude hold it down the way he's supposed to hold it down, and he say to you, nah, I don't want you doing that, you supposed to be like, okay. That's it.
Hey, brother, would you tap another brother and say, I should have listened to her? God help me. Old saints, y'all forgive me, but I got to tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Pastor Jamal?
I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home and no other. There is no other, there is no one. No plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman. Amen. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you. As we continue to do this work of God.
I say to you, I don't want you going on that girl's trip.
Can I ask
how
why?
You gonna be like, nah.
Can I ask why?
I dey go ball without you. I just say bye, then I miss you. Wanna control what I do. She's such a beauty with issues. Baby, we can make it so simple right now, yeah. Something in your past must be weighing you down. So your attitude, they be bossy. Feeling like the past, keep on pulling back. Baby, me no longer the old me. I do anything just to hold you. Maybe you too bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy. Girl, we go way back. Can't treat the love like a payback. Working on the trust, so I get that. Nothing come close to my baby. You've been through a lot, hate to see you down, yeah. Only thing that matter is we got now. So your attitude, they be bossy. Feeling like the past, keep on pulling back. Baby, me no longer the old me. I do anything just to hold you. Maybe you bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy. Maybe you too bossy. I just wanna hear you say you want me. You know how to get me with that body. Baby, keep it simple, you too bossy.
She's my addiction. This beauty, nothing compares. She put me under her spell, yeah.
Fire for your mind. The Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads picking back up and young dolphins. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues, absent fathers who miss you, mama drama don't kiss you, all a part of the ritual, this is how they get you, separate the men, women clipping babies pretend to, damn, lovers, haters acting like vultures, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Clinician. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. Listen. Listen.